See how long it says. I click to go live. My channel says waiting.
I'm guessing it's just like
There we
Twitch
go.
takes a little bit to kick in.
Yeah, it's about a 10-second delay, I guess.
I'm guessing it's just like
There we go. Yeah, it's about okay. That's muted, so it's not. And your camera is not showing up in my. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go.
a little bit delayed then.
Yeah, just a wee bit. So,
Oh, come on.
and
Man.
we have comments.
All right, so I need to separate the all thing so I don't comment as you again.
Yes, comment as geek.
I'll do that shortly.
So we got 3 in there. I'll just give it a couple minutes. I gotta go check Twitch or Twitter. Let's see. Did it put out a new one? I don't know if it did or not. All these steps. What's up, Spark? I am rusty on, man. I'm super rusty. Okay, so that one. Okay, I'm gonna retweet. And we're live.
All right. There he is.
Okay, so now we can just focus on that. It looks like it's coming through at 720, which it's supposed to on our side, because we only have the 720p broadcast capability.
Which is fine. I mean, that's
we're
plenty
good.
enough, man. Honestly. Be real about it.
Yeah, I think so.
Spark, how you doing, bud? You know, completely random note. What Zoe are you drinking there, bud?
I am drinking Zero Sugar Wild Orange.
Right.
And I have to go. We're going to Costco tomorrow. It feels like we're at Costco almost every single week.
Honestly, dude, I think every time we talk, you're always going to Costco, dude. To be honest.
Yeah. My wife lives there. It's good, Spark. I know he was taking a break. He had a long week, is what he was telling me earlier. I did trim the beard a little bit, so less gray, but it doesn't work. So
I mean,
what's up, Easy?
You see this beard though, Geek?
Yeah.
I didn't shave, bro.
I need to. It looks like I look like an unbalanced Santa Claus wannabe. Give me a couple more years and yeah, I'll be there.
Yo, Easy was good, buddy.
Hopefully everyone's having fun. We're gonna wade through this, get a little bit longer. I have no idea. One of the things that we really want to try to hammer on after we get eased into this is we got to figure out what to call the podcast. I mean, we're going to host it on our own channels. We're not going to try to do
because trying to do it on another one is just that's a look too much.
Yeah,
but as far as name goes, we'll have to figure something out about that.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to figure out a name. Maybe we'll make a little fun game or something out of it and put it on Twitter or something.
Could make a poll out of it or something, too.
Yeah. And then we're going to talk a little about RTX 40, some of the AMD stuff coming out, AMD 7000 RDNA 3, which comes out October or November, somewhere around there, before the end of the year.
What'd you say was coming up? I'll get the date for you. What are you talking about?
And then we'll talk about the news in the hacking world with Rockstars, the kid that got arrested in England. I can't believe by the age of 16. He's 17 now. By the time he was 16,
wasn't
kid.
Somebody first said something to him when he was 16 about that.
He was 16. He got his first charge at 16, and he had already made $14 million by age of 16 hacking. 16 made $14 million hacking. Crazy. Just crazy.
What were you going to look up, Geek?
AMD. I'm looking it up right now. The release date. Yeah, it's insane. 3 days ago. It is coming really hate how all these sites have ad banners all over them. November 3rd. So we're going to talk a little about tech and gaming security stuff. I'm going to talk about cheats a little bit, an aspect that a lot of people don't realize. I'm also very amused that a couple of the bigger streamers are getting harassed by a certain aimbot cheat developer that's involved with countersuit against Bungie. But yeah, so yeah, that's where we're at. But and then we're going to talk about games, what we're actually easy. Calvin already actually does a pretty good job. He is fluent with English, Tagalog, and those are language, and then he's learning some Japanese. He speaks some Spanish. He's pretty good with, I would put him as a Python level 2 programmer, PowerShell level 1, and he knows how to use Raspberry Pis. So he's well on his way.
Hey, Bob.
But what's up, Bob? But Calvin wants to, honestly, since we went to Japan, he wants to design and build honest to goodness functional Gundams, giant size mech robots and stuff. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to pilot them. He says I might drive them. But
There's an anime about that.
Yeah. So it's what he wants to do. I'm not going to tell him no, because I think in the future we're going to be heavily dependent on robotics.
I mean, yeah, there's probably a good chance of that, honestly. So,
yeah, Spark. That's what I'm referring to. He touched apart some of it, but having gone through a few legal cases in my time, I think the guy that's harassing Sweat is just being. I bet his legal counsel is rolling his eyes, going, "Would you just stop?" Because in one of the email screenshots that Sweat shared, the guy basically inferred that their software was cheat software when they're trying to prove that they're not. So essentially, from his own thing, but we'll go into all that stuff as we go through. We're gonna try and be yeah, they were. We're gonna try and be a little. We're going to still follow like a semi-structured format, but we're not going to adhere to it. One of the things I think that we found as we were doing the podcast before is to have an idea.
I think we were kind of like, if there was a topic we got to and, conversation was rolling, I kind of felt like we were forcing ourselves to get away from it just to cover stuff that we had planned to talk about.
Yeah. So what we want to do is have an idea of what we want to talk about that night. But if we get stuck on a topic, we're going to go down the rabbit hole. And if we go longer on the topic than we intend, we don't always have to fill 2 or 3 hours, and we don't even have to shut off at 2 or 3 hours. One of the reasons we went back to Friday night is because it doesn't impact either one of ours schedule the next morning. So we can do 2 or 3 or 4 hours, not that we're going to. Or if we wanted to, we can do the podcast and switch over to live stream for games or something. Yeah.
Yeah. You could just kick it over to that game instead, or something like that.
So what I do need to do, since Easy's in here. Go. Okay. That should fix that one for me. Yeah, so that's what the plan is. But so I guess one of the things that we want to talk about too is Jay and I are both coming back to this, not only to the podcast, but to streaming itself. Is I think we'll take turns sharing what our long-term goals are, our plans are immediate for ourselves as well as the podcast, and then we can get on the next topic. So I'll let you go, Jay.
Hold on just a minute while I'm doing something. Trying to fix something.
Okay. Well, then I'll go while you're doing that. So, took a year and a half off. Was not initially intended. Part of it was due to burnout, but a lot of it was because I changed jobs. And the kids started doing activities, and that took a lot to, what shall we say, adapt to. Their schedule still influences a lot of the stuff I do. Like, we could have gone earlier, but Calvin has Taekwondo on Mondays and Fridays. Gabby has Taekwondo on Mondays and Thursdays. I think it's Thursdays. And they have piano lessons and all that other stuff. So the early afternoons right after they get out of school gets filled. And then I'm usually done with work by about 4:30 p.m. Just depends on what things are going on. But now that I'm out of operations and into the security architect realm, it's a little more solidified. But I want to get back to gaming and streaming and technology. And now that we're past that technology shortage for a while, I hope, knock on wood, we'll start talking more about technology.
I've got a wood desk. You're covered.
And yeah, and in cyber and gaming. And while I want to talk about it, I think it was really good timing. Not that it's a good thing, but Rockstar getting hacked again. This is not the first time Rockstar got hacked, as well as the cheat mods debate. I posted a Twitter this morning that I will talk about. A lot of people don't realize, and no one really even identifies it, about the vulnerability that it poses to other gamers that are gaming with those using the cheat mods. Because if you're grouped with them, you're actually, to a degree, vulnerable to something they could do. Not 100% proven. It's just a theory because I don't have forensical data to back it up, but it is a theory, and I think it's pretty sound. So we're going to start talking about all that stuff, but that's what I'm going to be doing.
Wait, so do you mean that in the process that they were hacked twice within like the last couple weeks?
That when I refer to that as one hacking incident,
Well, I mean,
they were
it
hacked
was the
last
parent
year
company
too.
that time. No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
the parent company.
Oh yeah.
They were hacked too.
Yep, that was a direct result. And before they hacked Rockstar, they hit Uber. So
Yeah, I was just because as soon as because it says Uber hacker also hacked Rockstar Games.
Yep, the same guys. But I also want to make sure that, like, I streamed Destiny the last couple nights, just because that's happened to be what I was playing. But I'll be continuing to do variety game. I'm not going to do one specific game, and I'm going to really focus. I think we didn't add it. We should add it. Let's do this as a topic for YouTube.
Bob says I just knocked on my head and desk.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Bob. I'll take all the good luck I can get. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do both.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually do both. Like, I think, for most of it'd be like little clips that I have from capturing them here and there. I think I'll focus with that, and like maybe clips from stream and podcast stuff will be on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think I'll still do, like, because I know everybody says, there's different ways to grow on both of them. But for me, playing the games that I like to play when I stream and stuff, I always seem to find more people to run with over there.
Yeah, it's
easier to be found for certain games.
Yeah, I think right now if I was to stream this podcast on Twitch, I would have a higher viewership than what we have. And same for you. But I think this is a good opportunity to start growing on YouTube. We're at a situation or a point where we can do both. I think for me, Twitch having the affiliate program that we're already qualified for, meaning that we can start making money now, even if it's just a little bit, helps cover like things like the cost of StreamYard and whatnot. Now, that said, I have started playing around with OBS and some of the virtual settings. We can actually do quite a bit of this. We can't co-stream from it, which is what I'm not happy with. So I think this will hold us over for the time being.
Oh, you're probably.
It's got way more functionality than Zoom does as far as like what we want to do with chats and stuff. But yeah, and then short term, I want to do more YouTube shorts, start getting more content video. I have one that's going live tomorrow covering Twitch ads. So we can talk about as I play with ads the next week in streaming. Cause
it's a whole new, see the whole thing sitting up there.
Whole new ball of wax to me. We can talk about that in the next podcast. It's not something I'm ready to talk about on this one. But we can talk about that and then go from there. I don't plan on tweeting out during the week what we plan to talk about the Friday. Just that a reminder will go out maybe on Wednesday that we have the podcast with maybe a snippet or something that Yvette, that what's going on, man? That we might have glimpsed into because there's already a lot of channels that do this week in gaming and this week in gaming news and all that stuff. I think
that is true.
Yeah. So, all right. So you got my goals. Take it away, Jay.
Well, I mean, let's see. I actually stopped doing the podcast stuff before y'all did. At that part of the year, just like those 3 or 4 months, there was had a lot going on at that time, and so I really just needed to step back away from everything. I was feeling burnout myself. It felt like we were just constantly going, doing stuff, trying to do this, trying to do that, and everything. So it was nice to take a break, but at that point, it's how like what's the thing I'm looking for? When you hit that wall, you feel like that you need to change the way you're doing stuff and everything.
Change your synergy or mindset.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what I was doing. I was going back, looking at some of the stuff that we'd done previously. Took a look at it and decided that it was time for a whole change, like rearrange kind of thing, and just after I thought about it, and that's why when I asked you about it, when I was at actually it was because when I went to GCX, bro, when I taught the COG and everything, they asked me about the podcast, when we were going to bring that back, when we were going to do it. And so I got to sitting there thinking, that's why I messaged you about it the same day. I was like, so what if we did the podcast again?
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
it was something I've wanted to do for a while.
But it's like work kind of gets in your way, stuff like that. So we both had personal lives going on, so we just kind of both went our way. Because, like, honestly, dude, like, it's been a while since I've actually played games with other people. It's pretty much all solo stuff, to be honest. So, and
that's
now,
not a bad thing, though.
I'm just getting back to the point where I actually game with the people here and there and everything. And so, that's why, like, over this time leading up to this, I've been trying to get all my streaming stuff back ready to be what I wanted it to be when I done it.
Now we just need to replace your ISP with somebody that actually provides quality, which isn't out there.
Yeah, I don't really have an option for that.
Yeah,
my ISP will just continue to be garbage, but right now my VPN says I'm in Dallas anyway, so
okay, that works. Yeah, so I also think because when I mentioned it the other night, someone had asked me if we were going to have guests on. I said we're going to. I don't see why we won't. But we need to be consistent first. I think we really need to.
No, I'd prefer like a month or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. Yeah. Not just for the podcast, but for like us regular stream. Before I said, hey, would you like to, come join on as a guest?
Yeah, because I'm thinking like a month or 2 months.
Yeah, because obviously after we get the footing down and do the stuff again, then definitely have to have COG sit here because his games that he plays is really similar to the games that I play too. So,
and then we can do.
I mean, because with him,
stuff we used to. Yeah, some of the stuff that we used to, like the charity stuff and the hot foods challenge stuff.
Yeah, because I know.
I know CB asked about it. So
yeah, because I mean, this past year just didn't work out for that.
No, we were. I don't know. It was. I love streaming. I love chatting with people, and I love gaming. But part of it got to a point where it was like, I've got time to game, and I've got the energy to game.
But when you put it together,
or I could stream,
yep,
and not be as super energetic about the game. So, and then I was also always worried, am I going to play a game that's not going to have very much viewership? And I decided not to care about that. I broke my own rule where I want the stream audience to be there for the personality and for the persons and not for what I'm playing necessarily. So I've also had a little bit of a change of mindset on how I'm going to stream. Like I've got the PS5 hooked up to the Elgato capture card. So God of War Ragnarok, I'll be streaming that one. Hogwarts, I'll be playing through the Xbox.
Yep, I remember you talking about the Hogwarts thing.
Or through PS5, excuse me. I really, really freaking wish that PS5 or Hogwarts Legacy was co-op or something instead of single player, because I can see a lot of time going into that game. But I understand why they didn't make it open MMO multiplayer. It's a big world, and it might give, if it's successful enough, it could lead to easily something along those lines, I think.
Yeah, I mean the Hogwarts game should be pretty good. Geek, do you want to pull up the trailer and play it while we're sitting here talking about Hogwarts Legacy?
Can go over to games.
Right, so let's see, what is it? Share screen.
Yeah, I got it. I'll do it since my bandwidth's a little higher than yours.
Well, I just put it up there, but that's it right there.
How's the audio on it though?
I think mine's playing. Do you want me to cancel the share screen? The play yours? Because your audio might actually work. Because remember, I'm having to plug in this headset to work.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and pull that down. I'll bring it up. The 2-year trailer. We want to do.
We'll just play
the official trailer 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the one to play by.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this up there. We're rusty, people. Give us a little bit of
No, Spark. Hogwarts is actually February 10th, bro. Next year.
Comes out on my birthday, baby.
Let me just
let me get past the. Okay, so share.
Jake, I'm gonna make this post as you because I'm not in chat right now. Save bandwidth, so I'll just paste that there.
Share screen. There we go. All right, let's see. And you'll have to let me know if the audio is too loud or not. So here we go. Now, I think this is the PS5 component. Yeah, this is the PS5 exclusive. This is why I'm doing it. You get to go into a haunted house. Well, you get to buy a shop that's haunted, and then you have to solve all that. Is it game ending? No. Does it make a huge difference on the end game? I don't think so. But
Spark, we're gonna. So Geek, I'm just gonna put this up right here. His comment. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Star Ocean game here in a little bit.
Yeah,
as well. That was one I already had on my mind.
You don't hear anything, Vet? Do you hear any now? Vet, do you hear the game audio at all? Should hear audio from my side.
Yeah, because that's why I swapped to let him do it.
I think Jay wasn't having the audio.
Yeah, I didn't have the audio.
You didn't hear the audio at all from the trailer?
I mean, I heard it. So, cutting in and out, Bob said.
Let me see.
Oh, Geek, I played it from the website, dude.
I played it from. Yeah, but either one, it shouldn't be.
Well, it's just
audio source.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Let me see if I can figure out settings for that. Nope. Huh. I'm gonna have to work on that because we need the audio if we're going to use StreamYard.
Yeah.
So I'll email them and ask them because
how to pull the audio in.
Oh, video file. That's
Yeah.
what I need to do.
Because if you're
Okay.
sharing the screen, it's just going to be for like displaying the stuff.
Yeah. So I can do the homework in advance and pull those down into video files ahead of time. So like, see, the new Ocean Star game.
Ocean.
New Star Ocean.
I've always liked Star Ocean, so I'll probably end up getting this one. And this one's a month away.
Give me a second
month
to
and a day.
rip the download on it.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. But yeah, it's
The Divine
supposed to
Force
be.
trailer, right?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Okay.
Now, Spark, do you know which edition you're going to get? If you're just going to get the regular one. This is the one me and you talked about, Geek.
Yeah.
We talked about it one night while we were sitting on Steam, remember?
Oh, where is this putting that? Oop, browse. Downloads. Okay. Give it just a sec. Note to self, I will fix this in the future. Okay. So share video. Yeah. Now, y'all let me know if you can hear this.
Any further violence will serve no purpose. Please, surrender.
This isn't over.
I am Lieutenant Mario L. Kenny of the Pangalactic Federation. You are under arrest for violation of the Underdeveloped Planet Preservation Pact.
Friend of yours?
Yeah, real good friend. She's from the Astoria, the one that destroyed my ship.
Would you mind telling us whence you hail?
I'm from another world, one that's far, far away in the sky, and I was forced to flee here.
The Kingdom of Osirius and the Veal Empire are on the verge of war. An unidentified developed planet holds some malevolent sway
Thanks,
over
Bob.
Aster 4.
Your efforts on that front will be in vain.
Why is there always a
I am
person
not one
with a
to
top hat?
slink away in fear, while my allies are
There
in
really is.
peril.
They command all manner of monstrous abominations. It is plain to see the Empire's armaments have undergone a drastic change.
We are
this
taking
multiplayer or
massive fire
single
from the
player?
Empire's naval
It's
battalion.
probably going to be single player. They know now.
As
I
long as
will
the
verify
Empire
that.
wields their power, the kingdom is doomed.
You telling me the feds are in cahoots with the Empire?
We do this for the Pangalactic Federation. For
You know how
universal
many
peace
game
and
hours of play to
prosperity.
expect?
Surely a Kenny would understand.
Gameplay hours?
I hope to have you all at my side in the fight to come.
You will give chase even into the sea of stars above?
I will avenge you.
Being free of gravity's shackles ought to be
Give you
fun.
that answer. Alright.
Why am I upside down?
Because why not?
They're saying,
Every
so from what I can
aspect
see,
of
just
life
people
here is
talking,
like
'cause
another
people don't
world.
really know.
No, another dimension.
I'm probably saying up to 120.
Okay. I think it was 80 base and up to 100,
Scorpion.
140
Our home.
if you did all the side
Subtly-
quests. I can't remember.
Yes.
This is
Hey, Geek,
been
why
a
don't
couple
you
of
play
weeks.
the demo?
Infiltrated by Scorpion.
Everything is in such chaos
I
at present.
guess
It
I
is
can
nigh
install
impossible
that.
to discern friend from foe.
Is that on
I
Steam?
swear to you that
Yeah.
all I speak here is absolutely true, including the
dogs.
fact that I came here to help.
What is this bull?
We have no sufficient proof that this ragtag band that follows you are not in actuality Imperial spies.
I have a proposal, though I'm
That
sure
reminded
you'll
me
reject
of
it.
Star Wars.
We should take our leave of Leticia and the others.
I'll give you that answer for sure.
You think that thing's dead, don't you?
I doubt you understand. This is clearly beyond your kin. Those
At least
were
the
no
voice
human-
acting is decent.
The evolution
Oh,
of
is it?
humanoid races, huh?
It's got a neo. It's got a
that transforms people into
PSO2
something they
online
are.
vibe to it. It's got
Rather
a
prefer
little bit of a
death than
Final
allowing such
Fantasy
a thing
vibe to
come
it.
to pass.
From our perspective, that person would no longer be human.
But the soul remains the same. Dearest Leticia.
So as near as I can tell, dude,
I am
they're saying
sorry
Xbox
you
One,
must see
Series
your
S and X,
companion
PS4, and
suffer so.
PS5. That's the demo.
What is wrong with you? You would truly
Just so you know.
condemn Her Highness, Letty, to
Okay.
death?
Ronix J. Kenny set foot on the Forbidden Planet Styx. Claude C. Kenny violated your precious pact. As a result, our studies of symbometrics expanded greatly. History has proven that the law must be broken at times to move worlds forward.
So this trailer, they just combined two other trailers.
Why do they
Yeah,
arm
one's a
themselves?
long trailer.
Yeah.
Why do they
Okay.
fight?
I ventured beyond the point of no return.
Yeah, I'll probably play it. Her haircut weak.
Our
I think it's her
aim is
face
not to
paint on her
take life,
nose.
But do not hesitate.
Loyal knights of Osirius, follow after Her Highness, Leticia Osirius!
Yeah, it's definitely got a Phantasy Star Online
Yeah,
I
it
am
does.
com-
kind of
Confirm my
vibe
resolve.
to it.
Yep, you got that.
Yeah, I
right.
agree.
I did have a couple people ask me since there's a download coming, or DLC and everything coming to Amazon New World if I was going to start playing it again. Probably not.
It's your Federation
I saw Glad was messing around with it again. I don't really have an interest to return to
This
the
old
game.
misfortune now serves as savior.
It left a really
both to
bad
you
taste in my
and
mouth
your
what
kingdom.
Amazon did.
Come,
Amazon successfully
rise
killed
from your despair.
I swear on
Amazon
my
New World.
life.
They killed off Lost Ark
It
for
is
me, and they
over.
really made it
The
a
Empire is...
crap show.
This is merely the beginning. They have long since passed the point of reason. If we are to right their misdeeds, we must fight.
This is evolution. The greatest
Man, I
evolution in the
keep thinking.
cosmos.
Yeah, I'm about to play the demo because this I keep getting
amongst the stars.
PSO2 vibe.
Know that
Yeah,
I
I
wish
mean,
for nothing more
hey,
than
have you messed with
peace
Star Ocean
and
at all?
happiness for you
Yeah, I played them
all
before.
as well. Come,
So you played The Last Hope as well, right?
Yep. I finished all of those, and I also started doing the all the Fire Emblem games. So, how do I turn that off? There we go. From studio. Really like Lost Ark at the start, but I couldn't stick with it. Yeah, my problem with Lost Ark, and most of it was how Amazon was doing things. But I also did not like the armor upgrade
No.
grind. I mean,
call
I
it,
I leveled four
honing.
tunes at honing. Yeah, I leveled 4 tunes at the same time. I mean 4, and I was everything I could do just to have the mats to do one of those 4. The other 3 were feeding the main one, and yeah, I really
insane.
got turned off. I tried Lost Ark, but not really my style of gameplay. Yeah, see, that's the weird thing for me. Anyone knows me, I used to play Halo on Xbox 360 when it came out, but I've never been a true FPS person. So seeing me do as much as I do in like Destiny and Destiny 2 surprised a lot of my old gaming buddies and stuff. But yeah, that's mainly what turned me off. And then Jay and I had a lot of unfortunate drama, not really bad leadership in the clans that we were in. It was just horribly done, horribly led. I expected more from Legacy Gaming clans, but there was almost no leadership, no communication. They had captains and sub-captains, and nobody could get on the same page. And I was just like, this just not worth it. So
No, and then they made their wonderful 4-person thing that was supposed to get stuff done, and then
Never
one of the
happened
guys
to
that got
those.
on it decided he was going to quit being a captain after he kicked out the people that were there.
I was like,
So
I'm done.
yeah, that's why I was immediately done with that, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm good, bro. I appreciate it, but I'm good.
Yep.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Spark says more likely the standard price one. Okay.
I'm looking right now to see if it's going to be on Steam.
Oh, it is.
I don't
The
know. I'm
demo's
looking.
not. The demo's not, but the game is. I already looked at it. I know it's there.
Is that not going to have the demo?
So yeah, no demo.
Comes out in a month.
Yeah. So what you think? Go look at it.
Yeah, I'll probably play it. When is the God of War Ragnarok release? That's November, right?
Yeah, I think so.
November 9th. So we'll have 2 weeks to beat the game. I might be able to do it. I might be able to.
But
So
so you're not picking up Persona 5 Royal on PC, right?
It's free in the X Pass. So I can play it on X Pass PC. I think it's next week that it comes out on the X Pass. Pretty sure it's next week.
It's supposed to be October 21st for all of them.
Oh yeah, October sometime.
Yeah, it's the 21st.
Yep. So I'll do that. Hogwarts Legacy, I've got time on. They pushed Lord of the Rings Gollum back till next year. Avowed, we don't have an official release date on. I applied to be in the Diablo 4 closed beta. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. But that's not supposed to be. I mean, that's going to be beta for a while longer. We won't get D4 and Diablo 4 till probably end of next year or middle of next year would be my guess, since they're in beta phase. They could fast track it. You never know. Thought there was another game coming out before then. We've got. No, that's February. Ragnarok. There was one more game that was coming out next month. Star Ocean. Octo Traveler 2 is coming out. I think, is that in October as well?
Actually, yeah, because remember we were talking about that you were trying to beat the first one before the second one comes out.
Yeah, so I'll be doing that. I'm about halfway through Octo Traveler now.
Are you? I thought you were going to stream some more of that.
Probably stream it tonight when we get done.
That's good.
But I don't remember where I left. It's been a day since I played. I've been actively playing those. Slime Lancers 2 came out today, early access. Vet, you might like Slime Ranchers. It's a weird game. My kids love it to death. So they're playing that.
Can I say hi?
Yeah, you can come in and say hi. And then
what's up, Calvin?
You gotta come forward and speak into the mic.
Hello.
What up?
So Grounded 2 full release comes out on the 27th of this month. Or Grounded, excuse me, full release, not 2, but Grounded full release comes out on the 27th. It's been out for a long time, unfinished, but the kids and I are going to play it so we can actually beat the game, which is something we've been really looking forward to. So we're going to do that. So there's games coming out, and there's Destiny. So I'll be doing parts of that. Probably, I know tomorrow at Reset, I'll be streaming, doing some raid helps with Vegeta. Since I haven't got my master running, I need to get a hold of Easy today or tomorrow. I'm going to see if they want to run. Maybe you can get me run through the Master Totems challenge today or tomorrow. I got to get that part done before it goes away. And then I want to do Master Oryx just so I can get the ship. The ship looks really cool. I don't care about doing the whole entire raid on Master. I already have all the weapons that I want, but I want the ship. The ship looks pretty good. So to me, using, and we can talk about this in any game that we play, what I like about the games that I'm playing now outside of Destiny, when I do something,
I just posted a link with your thing so they can see it, just in case they're curious about it. Because it tells you everything is coming to.
Yeah. Is you actually get rewarded gear, stuff that looks cool and means something to me in Destiny 2. An emblem and a triumph, I don't care about. I don't really care about that. And everyone I've talked to are like, oh, look, it's another emblem. Woohoo! Who cares? Give me something that means something. Give me a ghost. Give me a sparrow. Give me a ship. Give me a gun that I can only get. Give me something that I can only get this activity. Nowhere else. And nobody can buy it. Nobody can get it through anything. That's what I think a lot of people want.
You kind of mean like D1 to hit that certain power cap, you had to go into the raid.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And
I understand
then
that, man. Like, it makes sense.
there's other long-term games and stuff. Something I am setting up that's going to sound a little bit weird because we probably got Discord. I know Geek, I want the Sparrow and the ship too. I don't really care about the Sparrow. I would be more interested in the Sparrows if all the Sparrows were as fast as the Scourge of the Past Sparrow. Otherwise, it's just a collector's item. The ship, though,
that thing is fast. It's so fast. Let's see, 12. Actually, you know what? Let's see your.
Love you too.
Actually, give me a date.
But I'm going to stand up a blog, GMD Geek blog, that's going to talk about some of the games that are coming out. I am not a professional writer, but I'm going to start listing some of the things, more organized, what I'm trying to go after, stuff like that.
Octopath is February 24th.
Octopath is what is coming? I swore there was something coming out.
I'll look it up while you keep talking because I have an idea what it is.
Might be on my wish list already.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's either that or so I actually have Nintendo Direct up too, thinking it's maybe something there.
I'm looking to one. I like. I'm looking forward to One Piece Odyssey that comes out in January, based off the anime. Hogwarts is February.
No, because Fire Emblem releases January 20th. Wow, I don't know if
that's on my list. Yeah,
no, the Geek. I don't know if I can beat Fire Emblem in a month.
That's supposed to have almost 180 hours of gameplay.
I know.
When's the new Final Fantasy? Not the remaster, whatever
the
bull
new
crap
one.
they're pushing.
Okay.
The new Final Fantasy. That's next year, I think, or is it this year?
Not that remake. It's the wait, which one? Let's see, part 2, right?
Valkyrie Asylum. Asylum is the one that I was thinking of that comes out in November. That I'll be watching. But
yeah, because the remake part 2 is supposed to release in the winter 2023.
Yeah, there's
because Final Fantasy, what is that, 16?
There's one that comes out and should just make a base Sparrow with the speed and.
I mean, it should be skins just for all this.
I agree that. I agree.
Stuff.
Just let us change this. Just give us the Scourge of the Past Sparrow with transmog, and then let us go pick whatever Sparrow transmog we want to use.
Yeah, it's just like your shaders, bro.
And then you no longer have to manage all of these different. You might have to do 2 different frames because you have the sit forward and the sit back.
Yeah.
I would still like. This sounds okay.
What about?
I would
see,
love.
As soon as you mention transmog, though, now it's What is it limited to?
Yeah, I would. You know what I would like to see introduced in Destiny 2? I think they would
SRL?
go bonkers on. Can we get a 2-seater Sparrow so we have activities where somebody has to pilot and the other person has to shoot at crap?
Oh man,
that would be
all right. So this is a squirrel moment, right? Mm-hmm. So back when we used to play Breakpoint, right? Me and Evil, he was a horrible driver. Always has.
Still is. He still is.
He's a horrible driver for any game he's ever driven. If you ride with him, it won't end well, right?
Yeah.
So I'm driving him. And he was like, I can't shoot them. He's like, you're moving too much. I was like, I'm moving so much because you're not shooting them. I was all over the place, dude.
I gotta move. Shoot. Damn it. Shoot.
Oh, so, all right. So, second point to that, right? We were playing with Sunshine on it one time.
Uh-huh.
So, you're doing the first mission, right? You're supposed to get this guy, put him on a helicopter, and take him back. Well, me and Evil didn't think about it. It's like, do you know how to fly? She was like, oh, yeah, I've done it before.
She took
She
the
picked it up
stairs.
and went straight this way through the trees and everything. We barely got high enough before. We almost
This does
crashed the
not
helicopter.
surprise me. That does not surprise me at all.
Oh man, I've got a clip of that thing somewhere, dude.
But
like
when is
I just happened to think about it, dude. Like when we were talking about it, man, and it's just like, see, it's just like those moments, geek, where we used to just have those moments, you know.
Yeah, we're not getting Final Fantasy 16 till summer.
Yeah,
But that is PC and PlayStation. It's not going Xbox.
Well, all right. So, geek, real quick, off the Nintendo Direct, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Kingdom of Hyrule. What do you think?
The new Fire Emblem one?
Kingdom of Hyrule, bro. The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, my bad. I'm gonna wait. I'll probably get it eventually, but
So, are you just gonna give it a look and see what other when it comes out and everything?
I'm gonna watch other streamers that are playing it,
Okay,
and determine whether I want to or not. I don't think the last one was worth the full price.
Okay.
So
what
if you
about
ask me
Wave 2
about
of Xenoblade stuff? What does that?
I'll be doing that. You know how I feel about the Xenoblade Chronicles. I got you to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and what happened, Jay? How many hours have you sunk into that game?
200-ish? Question mark.
Yeah. It took me. I did 186 hours. Do full
My
completion.
problem is I like to grind stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying you can beat the game in
you can do it in as little as 60 to 70
60
hours.
and a half. Like I said, well, it's like 60, right? And so to me, right, I'm just like, no, I can't do 60. It'll take me a lot longer than that. I was looking for when the DLC came out, though.
I don't have a release date on it. Did they know if I said it was to be determined? I think it's middle of next year.
No, it's supposed to be
all I know is
I think it's actually supposed to be in October.
Is it October? That might be the other one I'm thinking about.
I'll get you. Yeah, it does. So I got the thing up right now from Siliconer or whatever the name of this thing is. This is the site that I always see JRPG stuff on.
Okay.
But yeah, they're saying it's literally October
next month.
13th.
Does it say how many hours of content that's supposed to provide?
Well, it's going to add challenge battles. So you remember the enemies that we got the fast travel points for?
Uh-huh.
It sounds like those would be part of your challenge battles, maybe.
That'd be fine.
It's adding this new character.
Oh, so we have to level up another character?
It's android or cyborg.
Okay.
She's completing her quest. So she's a hero.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I leveled.
Champion. She's a defender.
Yeah, I capped every single one of the characters. So, what's interesting about Xenoblades, for those that haven't played it, is each character that joins your party, with the exception of one or two abilities, you can assign them the different roles for like healer, tank, defender, whatever you want. And you level those up so you get to use all their skills. And then there's certain things you can get to go past the cap, right? On all of them. And that's what the game's like about. You can beat the game 60, 70 hours, not a problem. If you want to do everything, get all the achievements, all the completions, it's at least 180 hours of gameplay.
Why don't you pull up a map of Xenoblade so they kind of get an idea how big this place is?
Xenoblade Chronicles.
It's a big place. I thought, the area that I was in, the first couple, I was like, oh, this isn't too big. And then I hit the big place, geek, that you had to use the boat travel. When I hit that, I was like, oh, this place is humongous.
Let me get a good map.
Yeah, because it's a lot bigger than I thought it was, man, to be honest. But honestly, it was enjoyable. The blood. I need to go back and look.
Okay. Back to share screen. This is probably the best one I can find.
Yeah,
but these areas themselves are several hours to go through.
There you go. Better off for now.
Like this one is, I mean, you can rush through them, but
it's a lot to do.
there's stuff. So once you go from this one, you progress through this area and you come to this one, all of a sudden you have to go back traditional MMO kind of stuff, and you go back and forth trying to collect certain things. And then as you're crafting and leveling and trying to unlock certain items, you go all over the place trying to get the materials.
Yeah, because you got to
can't
find
collect.
certain things, dude.
Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
and there's certain materials that you can't harvest till further in the game. So you go back to it's traditional MMO, but it's such a fun game. I love the Xenoblade Chronicles game. I played one. I give a B. Xenoblade
The
Chronicles
great
2,
part
I give
about
an
this
A.
is though, they don't show you the underground areas on this map.
No, they don't.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So if you
Or the
think it's
boats.
big like that,
Yeah,
it's
they don't show you the different means of transportation either.
yeah. So I mean, it's definitely.
But it's got a cool plot twist to it and everything, and where people were dying and the energy and why they had a purpose in life, and that was a lie, kind of a thing. So that's not spoilers or anything on it, but yeah. So I love the whole series. I give the first one a B, Xenoblade 1, and I still liked it. Number 2, I give a solid A. This one here, I give an A++ too. I mean, they just did an
It's
excellent job.
really solid, to be honest with you. Like I've definitely enjoyed playing it.
But I think Final Fantasy 16 will take some time next year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's a lot of standalone games coming out,
right?
And I love that. Who was it that Blizzard? Was it Blizzard that took the hit? No, it wasn't Blizzard. EA that said that single player games were dead, when I believe the majority of
it was EA.
I believe that the majority of the successful games today are the standalone games that aren't a game as a service, because people are just tired. And the problem with the games as a service now is they're just releasing with freaking bugs. So it's nice to get these. I guarantee God of War Ragnarok is not going to release as a semi-finished game. Too many people have learned from what happened with Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm happy to see in the news that because of the Cyberpunk 2077 Edge Runners cartoon on Netflix, not for kids. Do not let your kids watch it. It's great, but it's not for kids. They've had a resurgence in Cyberpunk 2077, the game. I've reloaded it because I played it. Wasn't happy with all the bugs and everything else. So I kind of went through a lot of the stuff, but I didn't do everything. So I might go back and revisit if I have time. But there's too many games coming out. I have too much stuff to do.
What I didn't realize is how many games, like the Persona game, has sold.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a bit, dude. Like, because even like the base Persona sold 2 million, and the Royal said 1.4.
Mm-hmm. It's a good game. If people haven't played it, I know.
It's still one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Probably still
So,
one of the best ones.
so which games are you going to stream over the next 3 months? Just talk about the next 3 months.
All right, so let's see. Next 3 months, I do want to try Guild Wars again because I don't know if that was internet problems or whatever. So I do want to try that again.
Okay.
Try to see if that was it or not. There's probably going to be a span of me playing through the Trails games because they're about to release some other ones. So I'll probably do some of that off stream. I'd like to set up the Elder Scrolls stuff.
The Skyrim.
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Maybe I can
the
get that knocked
multiplayer.
out this weekend with you.
Yeah, so we could actually give it a run together,
Yeah, I'm sure Ved would join us for Skyrim. Ved, you want to do Skyrim co-op? You have PC, right? You have to have PC to be able to join us.
Yeah, because you can't do that on console.
Yeah, you have to have the mods for it.
And, because like when I look at my list of games, dude, I realize almost every one of my downloaded games is a single player game. Like
Yeah,
it's that point. Like because I still have Lost Ark downloaded. I don't really play it anymore.
I'm with you. I haven't.
I have Outriders downloaded, but after I beat the story, I didn't feel the want to or need to continue playing.
I took my Devastator all the way through the new DLC, got him ranked up,
Yeah,
and then
and I played
was like,
all the way through the stuff afterwards after you beat the story. That thing a couple times, and I was like, all right, that's cool, but I didn't really feel like it warranted me to continue running over and over. And then, you know, I've got like Destiny, I've got Phantasy Star, but how long has it been since we touched Phantasy Star together?
See, I liked Phantasy Star. It was so complex and over the too many different things that it lost me.
It's different now than when we played it, though.
Yeah. So I might revisit it. It's not on my list of stuff to revisit.
It's different than what it was. There's actually a few things. Let me go to my Steam thing real quick while I'm thinking about it. Let's see. All right, so the issue with me trying to stream from like a console or something, right?
Mhm.
So, you know, I do have a capture card, right? But the issue is, you know how my stuff's set up. So it's an issue for me to reach from there to all the way over here, if that makes sense. So, hence why, obviously, I'm not doing it. So like wish list wise, right? I do plan to. All right, so the one game I still want to ask you about was Monarch and how you still felt on that.
On which one?
Monarch.
Which one's
because
Monarch?
It's the.
Is it on Steam?
Yes. Because it honestly, it feels a lot to me like what was
Last
the name of the
Monarch?
game? No, it's just Monarch. Oh, it's spelled with K. MON, Mon, and then ARK. It kind of gives me that what is that name? Code Vein vibe almost.
Could you face yourself and the threats around you? Let me see if that.
Because this is one I've been on the fence with.
Wow, man. Okay, hold on. Why won't it let me? Okay, hold on.
But yes, this is one I've been thinking about, honestly.
Okay. There's not going to be any audio on this one. So you guys will just hear a commentary.
Yep. All right. But yeah, so I've been looking at this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it came out, and I've heard some people talk about it and stuff, so.
Is it out now? They didn't really look at release date, so it's out right now.
It was released in February of this year. February 22nd, 22. I just happened to hear some people talking about it. So, what was that name? What was the name of that thing? Can't think of the name of it. It's right there on top of my head.
Code Vein?
No, the Caligula effect is what this game reminds me of as well.
What's the premise for this game? There's zombies. Is that what I'm seeing? Zombies?
Yeah, I think so.
Enemy does always like Tokyo Ghoul.
So
almost.
it says is engulfed in madness into a mist. But see, it feels like an anime, but it also feels like two other JRPG games that you may have played or looked at, you know. But it seems like kind of like chess if you look at the way that their things are there.
I want to see how they do combat.
It's like the 7 deadly sins, bro.
Gluttony.
But see, I got like a chess vibe from it. Yeah.
Almost.
From the way it looks. But I'm gonna guess. You know, see the little things at the bottom.
Yeah.
Look at them. That tells you how many like there is. So.
Okay, so they're pixelated and taken up somewhere. This doesn't show combat.
I don't know if that one does. No, that might just be a trailer.
That's just a screenshot, though. So next. Wait, back.
I forgot which one did.
Okay, so it's not like a strategy game. It's actual turn-based with animation then. Okay.
No, I was trying to see if they had that combat, but
I need to go watch some stream
yeah,
of
that's
it
the other thing I was
to
gonna
make
do.
to determine.
Like I
if
was gonna
wanna
look it up.
open-
You know, just a little bit to see how I felt on it.
Yeah, so like I know the one that I've got that's on my
But
list
that was
I've been
but that was one I was
watching
thinking about.
is Valkyrie Asylum. I just don't know if it's worth $60. Comes out next month or in November. I keep saying next month like it's October already. But
That was like, you want to
Yeah.
open that one up a little bit?
yeah. I know YouTube next on the next podcast, we're going to talk a little bit about the Twitch and YouTube advertisements, but I'm also going to talk about the new YouTube just recently came to a music agreement for music on their streams and VODs and stuff. So I don't know enough about it yet to talk about it, but it's on my list of things to go read about. Once I do that, I'll have less issue having audio in some of these things. I just don't want us to get struck on DMCA or anything like that. YouTube's not as forgiving or hasn't been as forgiving as Twitch has been. So yeah. The animation looks good. Calvin's only
It's
gripe
not
with it
bad.
is he likes to be able to play. He likes to be able to choose male or female character, so he can choose male. I'm kind of the same mindset, but if it's only but the whole story already, you're already a female. It's traditional Japanese kind of anime thing too. So, yeah. But it's
Overall,
supposedly
it's not bad,
about 80 hours of gameplay or so. The graphics, I give it a B. It's heavy cell shading and still frame with animation on top of it and stuff. So the cutscenes are supposed to be pretty good. But again, I don't know if I'm going to play it in November. There's enough coming out that I might just wait for it to go on sale.
Kind of like gives me a Code Vein look at it though.
Yeah, so this one feels more Code Veinish, whereas the one before, I wouldn't say Code Vein. I would say like the Monarch one gave me more of I can't place my finger on the game vibe to it.
That's like the Caligula effect or whatever that I was talking
Yeah.
about. It's kind of like the same look,
Yeah.
so to say.
Yeah. So comes down to at the end of the day, Valkyries fighting each other is what it is. Not like the Zeus's Valkyrie or anything like that. But yeah. They fight for a couple of douchebags, so nothing new there. But
Yeah, that's about normal though.
yeah, so that's on my list. Down the road. But I've got like 32 games on my wish list. Some of them are good, some of them aren't on there. Calvin wanted to try out the Wandering Village. It's on sale, so I might get that. Because him and Gabby are huge into the city development kind of sim games with farming and all that crap.
If that's the case, why not get him to play Rune Factory?
I don't like Rune Factory. I tried it. I'm not really into it with them, but if it's a game that they want me to play,
No, that's what I was saying. Maybe for like the kids,
yeah,
to play, it might be something for them.
Yeah, they're interested in Pal World, but that doesn't come out till 2023. I've been watching Forspoken. comes out in January. Haven't decided yet. Starfield, I'll be playing and checking out. Optimistically hesitant on it. So, got a few other games. So I'm not worried about running into a shortage of games.
Yeah. It's not so much a shortage of games. It's what do I play right now? That's what it more turns into.
Yeah. D2 is essentially once every Tuesday for me now. Unless I'm doing a help stream with somebody or doing raid help. Octopath Travel, I'll probably have that finished up in the next couple of days. Don't remember what all I have installed on my. We can do Guild Wars. I haven't played it since that one day. I think I'm 21 or 22, whatever we got to.
Well, you got there. I can remember, like, I just was trying to figure out what the world was going on. So,
yep. Get Elder Scrolls working for us. We could probably do that for a bit.
Yeah, that would be entertaining, especially.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we would both have to sit through it. So I'm guessing it'd be after you got through the beginning part.
So in order for it to work, you have to do the character creation and where you go through the spoiler alert, Skyrim, everyone should know it. If you don't, then I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Where you are going to get executed, the dragon attacks, you escape, you go through the tunnel, get past the bear, and then you go out. That's the first point that you can meet up at.
Okay.
Which is what they recommend doing if you want to go way through. And the cool thing is you start with your friends and you can progress your story. And if somebody else is online and they're doing their stuff to progress their storyline, it doesn't impact yours. You can still go back and play everything that you haven't done yet, because the way that the co-op works, it puts you in the same world, but because your accomplishments, completions, and achievements don't write to my account, those quests are still available, per se. So I'm interested in that one. I am not interested if we play it. I don't think I'm going to do werewolf or vampire. I've done those in the past. I don't want to smell like wet fur or be afraid of the sunlight. So I'll just be me in those. But yeah, again, have enough games.
Yeah, it's not that we're at a lack for games. It's more or less we just need to really figure out like what I want to play and stuff like that. But yeah, like Skyrim's definitely really high on my list to be able to play.
Yeah, Jacob was like, well, yeah, I guess you could do this and I could teach you. And I was like, and I pulled up my original Skyrim on the Xbox and I just put the Xbox game cursor over hours played. And he's like, I should have known better. It's over 4,000 hours. So I love Skyrim.
The thing about Skyrim is it's one of those games you could play and just keep playing.
Yeah. It definitely definitely has some replayability to it. So
well, I mean, because there's so much you can do, but if like playing it with a team, it's like, you know how much fun you can have with that.
Yeah, see, it doesn't. A lot of the game developers are getting away from we have to have an open world and we have to have massive multiplayer online.
Yeah, see, it doesn't have to be massive.
How many? Just give me 4 players.
Well, I mean, it's like, you know, like your JRPGs, right? You normally get a party of 4, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's wrong with making it a party of 4 at max? Just like a Fantasy Star Wars. You could take 4 people or 2 people and two AIs or whatever, you know, to go with you. So, Geek, maybe we talk about how to do the Skyrim thing a little bit.
So there's a couple mods you have to download. Well, you have to sign up to Vortex. You have to have the Steam Deluxe game. You can have the anniversary if you want, the guys that developed the mod were more of the mindset, well, you shouldn't have all these quality of life things. And I'm like, whatever, I don't really care either way.
Oh, which one should I have?
Vortex.
No, I'm saying the
Oh,
mod.
the mod or the game?
No, the game. The special edition? Or the
I
anniversary?
have, Skyrim Special Edition.
Okay, because I don't have the anniversary one.
Yeah, I my nephew has it, but I might have the special
No,
edition. That's all I've been playing.
I've had the special edition, so
Yep.
no, I was just wondering which one they would say that you needed. All right, so I've got that part covered. All right, now you say we go to Vortex.
Yeah, and you have to go to Vortex, and there's the steps
wait a
aren't
minute,
as easy.
So when you say Vortex, right? Because I look up gun parts, the first thing that pops up when I look Vortex is Vortex
Wrong
Optics.
Vortex. Yeah, there's a couple different
Because
YouTube videos.
when I see Vortex, it shows up Vortex Mod Manager.
Yeah, that's
which
it.
is for Nexus mods.
Mm-hmm. And you sign up and you do the Skyrim ones. However, there's some specific orders you have to do it in.
Yeah,
and I've got a really long set of instructions that I pulled out of three different YouTube videos to figure it out.
It's just like when you put mods on there to begin with, they've got a certain load. Load,
and then you just save a file to a certain folder and another file set to another folder. And then you people on Windows 11 are driving me nuts. So I had to install that on a VM so I could try to figure out why it keeps. So like Callie was having the same issue.
Oh, good, Bob. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, Bob. Where she would get the launch to work and then it would freeze. So, and that's a Windows 11 thing. So there's a way to put it in compatibility mode for Windows 10. And it's a script key that has to go in there. And there's like 3 files that one of them, it has to go on one of those 3 files, but not all 3 of them. So I need to figure that part out. And then it should work. But I mean, it took me about an hour to get everything working. And I like to say I'm tech savvy. On getting it to work.
Yeah, I can see. Like, I do already download mods of them anyway, so it's not like I didn't have a Nexus mod thing for Skyrim.
Yeah. Skyrim is considered one of the most modded games out there.
Oh, definitely
from the modding community. It's pretty happy. It's not, again, the co-op play is not 100% perfect. You do have occasional graphic artifacting and some other stuff, but just being able to play together. Now, you don't have a party chat, so get over that one. Use Discord, chit chat, whatever you want to do. It's perfectly fine. Skyrim is not a graphically intensive game, so you can stream it easy, do the co-op play and everything. Yeah. So, I am signed up to also to do the First Descendant first-person shooter beta.
Okay, follow.
I'm hoping that we finally get a game. It's free to play, so I'm a little hesitant on microtransactions, but I'm hoping that it can bring at least some competition to Destiny or to Bungie. I don't think we'll see an improvement in Bungie coding, Bungie quality, or anything like that.
Place that I need to put the Vortex installation?
Yes. I don't remember where they're off the top of my head. I just need to go through and finish the install script for it, which is the instruction step by step in the notepad, and then put that in the video.
Yeah, 'cause it tells you need a NET 6.0 desktop thing to actually install it.
Yep.
I'll worry about that later.
So speaking of mods, that kind of brings me around to talking about cheat mods in the news and stuff. I know Sweat and everything has been talking about the legal actions are threatened against him.
Yeah, I did remember seeing that.
Because I don't remember the name of the company that is this way. By not saying it, I'm not gonna get they can't take any.
Oh, you're not gonna get the email now?
If they want to come after me, that's fine. They're not going to like the same responses that they got from Sweat. We're little bitty fish, but barking at me over cybersecurity incidents. I find it very intriguing, given the fact that they say that if it's for offline use only, you can't play Destiny online, you can't play Destiny or offline, you can't play Destiny 2 offline. So they also had to have hacked it, which is against the terms of service from Bungie for reverse engineering, finding exploits, all that other stuff. So they broke who broke what first, all that other things. It's hearsay. Their countersuit saying that a representative from Bungie broke into somebody's computer and they have proof of it. Well, the reality of the situation is if you do forensics long enough and their malware, as I'm going to call it, or their cheat software, their exploit software is running within the game, which is a game as a service inside of Bungie's cloud environment, then a good forensics team is going to note what's running, what executables are running, what applications in there, what files are running, and if there's any beaconing. And my guess is this cheat software does do call homes back to command and control server. So if there's updates to the software that need to come out after patches, they can get the updates. So they're doing check-ins. And I don't think that the company's big enough to where they have an office. I think they might just have that stuff running out of individual homes or something.
Yeah. Or somebody's basement.
Yeah, so they got the file pass off of that and they went and ran and collected that stuff. So is it a gray area? It might be. But if that software led them back to it, embed that back to that path and that IP and that server name, they had to have discovered it somehow. So it's going to be interesting to see it unfold. I'm also interested. A lot of people are like, and like I was in Sweat's chat when he was talking about it, and they're like, I don't think Sony will get involved. I actually honestly think, and this is my personal opinion, I believe Sony will get involved. They got involved when Funimation started decimating, just smearing all sorts of animation names, and you now see that Funimation is being dissolved into Crunchyroll. I think that Sony, with this, is trigger happy as they are to go after content creators for, like, you look at what was that game, Left 4 Dead 2? No, the one that would just number 2 that just came out. I can't remember what it's called. Where they issued a whole bunch of DMCA strikes for people that were giving bad reviews on it from Naughty Dog or whatever. What was the name of that game? Can't remember the name of it. Anyways, I think Sony will definitely step up because this lawsuit gives them an opportunity to set precedent for court reference cases for go forward on anyone that wants to develop cheats or exploits against a game studio or publisher, developer, whatever it might be, to say, hey, look, this isn't cool. You can't invade. Because part of my problem also is there's two factors. There's already documented cases where malicious actors, bad guys, bad actors and stuff have already started posting cheat mods and accessory help stuff that you can install, but it's laden with spyware, malware, or ransomware. Those are already heavily documented. So what's to say these guys are developing these cheat exploit mods aren't doing something more malicious or nefarious, where they're seeing stuff on your PC because there's nothing to regulate them, as well as the fact that now that they've overridden or bypassed Bungie mechanics, are they able to glean the information about the players they're going against? Are they able to glean player IP address for like DDoS and stuff?
Yeah, because now since you brought up DDoS, right? Because that's been happening to Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
When he tries to stream, somewhat
same to JJ time, too.
They've been DDoSing him, which is So I mean, at that point, it's like, because even without that software, it's like that's why you said to run a VPN on your stuff, because that's the other thing. But I'm gonna talk to you about that off of here because I know I could put a VPN on my router already.
So it used to be, without going to a flash router, it used to be that Netgear would allow you to put in VPN. However, with the changes that they've made, and I don't know, I think it's partly money, in order for the VPN to fully protect your network, If you're using consoles, whether it be a Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, their client has to run. You have to have a client running on that device in order for it to take advantage of the VPN tunnel. So Netgear doesn't work all of a sudden. And then if you used a flash router like WDRT Linux on top of that, instead of using Netgear stuff, but using the Netgear router, you can establish a VPN session like use NordVPN, Express, whatever on the router, and any device using that router, no client required, would automatically go through a VPN tunnel. However, as we found out when I set up 2 tunnels for 2 different streamers, we found out that Netgear, because of something they've done with their firmware, ends up throttling VPN sessions by about 50 to 60%. So if you got a 1 gig up and down, you're only going to get around 600 gigs up and down off of it. Plus, it has some timeout issues. And even though you can put things in the whitelist, the filters, and the permit deny lists, ACLs as they call them, it doesn't work. So as soon as we switch to Linksys, though, running the exact same WDRT deployment and exact same configurations, full stream, 1 gig up, 1 gig down, access to everything you needed without having to do anything special. So if someone's going to get a device, right now I have to lean towards a Linksys router flashed with WDRT or Tomato or something like that. You don't have to put clients on anything. You can put it straight on the router. You can toggle it. You can have a hotkey on your desktop that sends a command to the router so you can toggle VPN off or on, and you're good to go. Just lost Jay. I guess he'll be back in a minute. Is Jay's stream still working? Oh, there he is. We lost you there.
Yeah, my bad.
So I would say as the times have changed, I don't know exactly what Netgear did, but I no longer if you're just going to use the Netgear as a basic router, perfectly fine with it. If you're going to try to do more with it, some more advanced stuff, I have to go with the Linksys now, or maybe even a TP-Link. I need to research more to see what offerings come on a TP-Link, but I do know based off of experiences in the last 6 months, Linksys is what I'd have to go with and what I'd have to recommend, especially for ease of use. And if you want to cover everything, I'd have to not do that. Yeah, Genome, it's so it's no secret I helped set up Evan and CB in Sweatstickle, and that's where we found out the difference between the Linksys and the Netgears. And we really took the companies to task and got it all ironed out. So yeah. And then I had the Netgear that they were using over here, the same model, and I ended up getting the Linksys flash router, and I much prefer that. All my stuff was running off of that, my segment of my house network. So I have 2 gigs up and down at my house, and I have 1 gigabyte up and down dedicated to this man cave, and it all runs off of my flash router. So everything connected to it is 100% VPN if I want it to be.
Now, so because I'm looking, because currently I have the like the AC 2100. Netgear. So I was wondering what Linksys compatible would be, to it.
You got to see if Linksys is still on there. I don't see Linksys on there. ASUS would be the equivalent. Yeah, they don't have any Linksys on there right now. You can go with an ASUS. I just wouldn't touch Netgear.
I mean, I've had this Netgear one because I got it on sale when I got this one. So
yeah, so even if you flash it, you're still going to have VPN issues. And with how your ISP is right now, you don't need a 50% hit in your upload download.
No, because even with the VPN on right now, it's even though it's not running through the router, but it's running just from the PC end, it's still half of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And I prefer Nord VPN over Express.
That's what I use, though.
Yeah. I've had a lot better luck with Nord. I was doing some CB item, and we found out Express VPN for gaming was about half the performance. We still to this day have no idea why. They responded they were going to look into it. They were aware of the situation, but yeah, there's also a VPN service that's out there just for gamers. I don't remember what it's called. It's like $5 or $6 a month. Yeah. But the routers are really easy to use. They ship them to your house. You register them. You put them up, and your life is good to go. So I had a lot of issues I had with my Netgear. Yeah, so until about 2.5 years ago, I would say I would have sworn by Netgear, and then they made some changes and some things to their firmware. And yeah, I personal experience, I can't recommend them anymore. I can't use them. The routers I try to go after are Wi-Fi 6 compliant, and as well as something I know that's going to keep up with modern times. So with the WDRT router stuff, I'll be able to run my VPNs. And
okay, so let's see what ones you're talking about now.
Yeah, and you can do. You just choose the VPN router. It says ExpressVPN on it on some of them. But the way it works is you launch the router, you go into the home screen for it, the 192.168. I think on those ones it's 100.1 or 0.100, something like that. And you sign in, you get all registered. Then you go to the VPN section. There's an instruction piece on it, and then you put your credentials in for what you choose. The VPN service that you're using. Express is in there, Nord is in there. There's a few of them that are listed in there. And then you put your credentials in. It does all that other stuff. Now, if you're using like a custom one for like the custom gaming one, you can go to their site. You can request the custom Linux script that's required to get the VPN to work. Then you go back to the router, you put in your username, your password, and then you put in the key that configures your router to say, hey, this is what they need, so you can establish this your secure IPsec tunnel and have your communication that way. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's not exactly cheap. I mean, the routers are not a walk in the park. You're not going to go spend $900 to $1,000 on an ASUS router. They got some lower end models like the Merlins that are between $200 and $300 that I would say are worth it. Just depends on what you're trying to cover for your rooms. If they ever get the Linux, the Linksys back on there, I would definitely go with the Linksys, just because I know they're fantastic based on what I saw. You can always go buy. You can go buy a Linksys and send it to if you don't want to try and do it yourself. Flash Routers does offer a service where you can send them your router and they'll flash it for you and send it back. So that's another option, just as an FYI.
So my question is, so I'm looking at these routers currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here looking at them. And so which one would you say that you should look at? Like, what should the name say?
I would click on ASUS.
No, I'm saying I'm looking at the Linksys ones.
Oh, on Amazon?
No, different place. I was just curious about which
one. Give me a second to pull up a list that I would recommend.
Well, I mean, because obviously, I'm not going to be the only person wondering about the router. So,
yeah.
And on that note, I might as well just
the Linksys MR20EC should handle it just fine. That's a lower end one. The Lynx, I would stay away from mesh routers, not because they're not great, but because they add another complexity to your home networking that you don't need. Most people don't need, unless you have like a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot house. Screw it. Don't do that. I also subscribe to the fact instead of using mesh, I would much rather set up if I have like a 5,000 or 6,000 square foot house, I will set up a Wi-Fi router and set up what's like a virtual LAN for that section of the house. I can control it better. I can have less collisions and less headache by doing that. There are some issues where people are like, oh, I want everything on the same network. Well, you can open up the ports and make that happen. I still think that's a lot easier than running mesh.
Like, see, I had to do that before when I had a different router.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you said avoid those mesh ones.
Yep. I just automatically avoid Netgear.
Because see, I didn't used to have a problem with like you said, I didn't used to have a problem with my PC with running
Yeah.
a VPN. But then all of a sudden it just started causing trouble. So
yeah, like the Linksys AC, whatever number after that, is usually pretty solid in the EA versions as well. So Linksys AC 1627, whatever, EA 7000, whatever, those are going to be pretty decent routers that you can get them to flash that on. Again, though, as you approach Wi-Fi 6, which is going to give you the fastest Wi-Fi, I don't game over Wi-Fi at all. All my boxes and everything are networked in to the back of the router. So I have a 12-port gigabit switch that is plugged into the back of my router. That way I don't run out of ports, because the wireless routers only have 4 ports on the back of them. So you'll need to keep that in mind as well.
yeah, but the only thing that plugs into it for hardware around here for me is this PC. So
I would do PC, and I would plug in any of your consoles.
I don't play them like that though.
Yeah, but if you move them over and you eventually start, you'll want that, because that latency that you get in streaming from a Wi-Fi to a physical connection.
The cable that I would need to get from where the consoles are to over here is not worth it for me to go find one to do.
Are they in the other room?
Nah, dude, PC and them are at least, that cable's not 4 foot long, bro.
How long a cable are you talking about? Because cat cables are cheap as crap.
No, I'm talking about
you're talking about the capture cable.
Yeah,
I've got a capture cable that I have running. I have a 25-foot capture cable with it curled up.
By the way, remember it was, I didn't buy mine brand new, so I just got the cable that somebody else had with it.
Yeah. The cable's not the capture cable's actually pretty inexpensive, like $20.
Where I'm going to put it though is the other problem.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying,
I didn't set it up for that.
Yeah. So if you are going to game Wi-Fi off of it, then I would say Wi-Fi 6. So because Wi-Fi 6, think, and this sounds weird because it says 6 in the name of Wi-Fi. It's more like 16 lanes of traffic versus 8 lanes of traffic from your traditional Wi-Fi. And there's much more management involved as far as collisions and packets and everything. So it's a much more organized chaos of traffic streams. Think like trying to drive through Rome, Italy, where you would think it would be gridlock, but because no one stops at stoplights, it's just constantly ingoing. That's how the traffic is really, really well managed. It's phenomenal how Wi-Fi 6 was implemented. But again, if you get a device that's got Wi-Fi 6 on it, you're going to spend a little bit more money. So like the Linksys WRT 3200 AMC dual band is really, really, really good for networking.
About this MaxStream tri-band. It's AC 2200.
Yeah. What is it?
It's called a Linksys MaxStream. AC 2200 is tri-band.
AC 2200. You see if it's on there. What is it? AC what?
2200. It says whatever MR 8300 is.
I don't see that one on the here. Let me share this link right here with everybody as well.
Yeah, that might be helpful.
So when you're looking for a router and you want to know if it's going to run DDWRT, you can put it in here. So there's 815 supported routers in this database, and you can just put Linksys in and then go. So that's why I was saying the EA and the WDRT do really good on it. And then it'll also tell you some of the ones that are not possible. So those are the ones you really want to look at on the go forward. But the Asus, I know the Asus ones have been running full speed. And what I like about Flash Router, if you buy it from me, spend an extra $50, they help set up everything when it gets to your house. They'll help troubleshoot it and everything. So if you're not confident in any of that, for those that are watching, they take the lift and shift guesswork off of it, the burden off of your shoulders.
All right, so I see it's either got be so for Linksys it has to be a certain one.
Yep.
So it's
And
not
I
even the
think
AC one.
I think with the updates that happened to DDWRT, they might have moved off of Linksys because Linksys hasn't updated per se, but I do know Linksys is working really, really well. Stream, where's my stream? There it is. Stream Analytics done. But you can get a Linksys open source dual bound AC 1900, which is a WRT 1900 ECS for about $190.
Yeah, I see that.
So, but I think that would be more than sufficient for the room that you're going out of, because you're not taking care of the household, you're just taking care of your office.
But Geek, for literally $7 more, I could just get the 3000 call it a day if they cover that one.
3000 or 3200?
I think it's 3200 for this website that I'm looking at. So I mean, because see, actually, I still could go with the 1900 and then just get a Wi-Fi extender to put the Wi-Fi further out.
You could, but
I'm gonna look at a few different things after we get done here. We'll
the
probably
amount
talk
of
about a
money
few
you
different
would-
things.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because I can get one from a friend of mine that already has one.
Right.
That they're not using. So it's literally me go over there, pick it up.
Gotcha.
But that's a conversation me and you can have later down the line.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, steer clear of the Netgears.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that I've had this one for so long.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the one thing, man, is I've just had this one for a while.
Yeah. So like Flash Router, looking at it, they have the service Flash My Router. They'll do the whole thing for $100. They'll set it up to use ExpressVPN, but you can change it to Nord or whatever other service you want. If I was to go off of one from their site right now, I would probably go with the Asus Merlin, the Asus AX58U Merlin. Best range and everything all the way around. For intro, I do know that the AX6800U has more power, but that's also $100 more, or 50, $80 more plus tax. So, I mean, it really depends.
No, I definitely understand because Let's see.
I'm gonna have to email them and find out why they don't have Linksys on there anymore.
Yeah, because it's a little bit strange, you know. From
It doesn't bother me. It's just I'm curious as to why. Shenanigans. Yeah. So there's that. And then speaking of other technology, we still need to talk about RTX 4000 series. I will tell this to everybody. I say to everyone, if you're looking at 4080 because you never upgraded, you still have a 20,000 series or 2000 series card or a 10,000, you're like, I've got to get a 4000. Steer 100% steer clear of the AMD RTX 4080 12 gig. It is a ripoff, in my opinion. It's not worth the $900. It doesn't have the same performance as the 16 gig. It's 25% less off the initial benchmarks that AMD provided. And as soon as other benchmarkers come out, once they're on the market, we'll be able to better tell. So I would definitely steer clear of 4080 12 gig. You're like, oh, I can afford the 900. No, I noticed and I made a tweet about it on the day that NVIDIA did it. Bobby Sox, she's like, it looks good. And I was like, no, dude.
Oh, yeah,
not.
I remember. I saw that conversation with you.
And it's really not. It should be labeled. It should have come out as a 4070, not a 4080. It's not. It's cut down. It's just not worth it. Shortly after I made that comment, all of a sudden you had Gamers Nexus, Jay's 2 Cents, Paul's Hardware, all these tech tabloids, well-established, reputable tech sites and content creators coming out and making the exact same statements. So I felt pretty good about catching all that. The other thing you have to be really, really concerned about or careful with is the power draw that those cards are going to be. They are beefy freaking cards.
New case too.
So you're probably going to end up with a new case. You're going to end up with the power supply. Since I'm upgrading the processor, me being me, and going with the 7000 series AMD, I'm going to go after a PCIe 5 compliant power supply. You could probably get by with a 1200 watt power supply if you're doing a 2080 12 gig or 4090 card and all that. I'm going after a 1600 probably, just because I like having overkill in my systems and I don't like stressing it. But be very, very careful what you buy. Be mindful of the price. The 4080 12 gig is actually, in paper from the specs that we've seen, comparable to the 3090, which you can get for less, and you don't have to worry about power supply changes. You don't have to worry about if you're going to fit in your case or not, all that other stuff. So be careful about that. The brands that I'm watching right now, AMD, or not AMD, Asus, MSI. There's an Inno 3D out there that's going to make a card that comes with the radiator. So your video card will be liquid cooled just like you do your processor with your CPU with like a Corsair or a Kraken 3 or whatever. So you would actually have two different liquid cooler rads in your system. You'll still need a couple of case fans to help direct airflow, and those radiators will have that on there. But as that gets closer, I'll be more than happy to share what I'm going to do on my builds. But again, if you plan to go with the new AMD processors, the 7000, there's no backwards compatibility. You will have to get a new motherboard. You'll have to get a processor. You'll have to get DDR5 RAM. I was originally going to go with DDR5 6000 hertz RAM, but G.Skill just announced their 6400 hertz RAM, and the benchmarks on that, based off of the benchmark scoring that they presented. Again, I'm not going to make my purchases till March or April, so it's sufficient time on the market. But one of the tricks to overclocking that are used without actually going in and messing with the processor times and everything is using faster RAM to give you RAM overclocking of the processor. So I will probably go with the 6400 hertz RAM. My biggest concern right now is I need to find a case, and I don't want it to be, oh my gosh, huge, but I don't think I'm going to know a way around that. And I don't want to do full liquid cool loops anymore. I'm going to probably, I've talked to Bontus about this one. I am going to have a server rack in my office, which noise canceling panels on the bottom of that server rack will be a humidity controlled AC unit. And there'll be a heat vent on the top that I already have. Here, I'll show you guys. I already was able to get a hold of the racks here in the garage. This will go on the top of my window, and I'm going to mount a 140M fan to this to help pull the air out better. But essentially, what that's going to let me do is none of the heat from any of my gaming systems, because both of them will go inside of that rack, will dump hot air into my office. So I won't heat my office up. I'll have a dedicated AC unit in there that is humidity controlled. So there's no moisture messing with the electronics. This is what's used in the server room. My biggest concern is how much power it's going to cost me. And is my wife going to kick my ass on it? But I think the money saved by running that versus the amount of money that's spent to cool my office right now will wash it all out. So I'll have a blog post on that one on how I'm going to do that, maybe a video. But yeah, just be very, very, very careful on when you get it. But the cool thing is, even if you do a whole new system, you're still not going to be paying the GPU apocalyptical prices. I have a feeling that you're going to be able to get a 4080 16 gig by the beginning of next year, first quarter, sometime for around $1,000, not $1,200. I think NVIDIA is way out of touch with AMD doing their announcements on November 3rd, or release of the RDNA 3 for the AMD cards and their more progressiveness for competition. I think that we'll see a price drop. I hope. I'll probably end up with the 4090 card. I'm hoping to find out sometime at CES beginning of January or shortly thereafter, because what NVIDIA likes to do is they're going to release their base 40 cards, your 4080 Founders Editions, your 4090 Founder Editions, and then like 2 months after that, they're going to come out with the 4090 Ti card or the 4080 Ti card.
That's just how it goes, man.
So I'm just going to hold off on that one. I'm not hurting on my system right now. What I do like that's only going to be available on the RTX 40 is how they partnered with OBS and the customizations that they have done. And when you use the new NVIDIA AV1 codec instead of the NVENC codec, you are guaranteed basically a 40% performance boost to your streams. Just overall improvement with OBS working with that GPU card. And for us that run in game and stream off of a single system, that's huge. I got into an argument. I don't remember whose Twitter feed. It could have been Bobby's again, where the guy was talking about, oh, my system's stressed. And I'm like, I highly doubt he's talking about he's got a 3090, he's got a 5900 or a 5950X. And he's like, I'm stressing it all out. I was like, there is not, I challenge anyone right now to show me a game that will bottleneck the resource of a 3090, a 3080 Ti, and a 5900 or 5900X CPU. It's not going to happen. I can game Destiny 2. I can have a movie playing. I can have OBS running with replay buffer in there, a web browser open, a YouTube stuff running, all on the same thing with 3 monitors. And I'm not talking low-end monitors. All of this stuff running, and the entire time my processor never breaks like 3 or 4%. My GPU performance never takes a resource hit over to like 23 or 24%. And I've got all this documented. Okay.
So Crisis doesn't count for this, right?
You can play. Say that again.
So Crisis doesn't count for the bottlenecking problem, does it?
I can do Crisis. I've tested Crisis. I've even done Crisis 3. I do not, with how Crisis 4K? Used to be. Yeah. Now that's different.
Yeah. See.
So if you go 4K, you have a different issue, and that's not the actual GPU that's getting
But
stressed.
The part of the problem is though is that people are playing. Some people are trying it at 4K and then claiming that's what's being stressed.
It's the game itself. It's not coded properly.
But do you see the way people just take out of context what they want to take and literally say, "Oh, it's my GPU that's doing it."
That's why I'll argue all day long. Bring the facts. I have no problem debating. Case in point, Destiny 2, Bungie, kiss my ass on this one if you're listening. Fix your code for your PCs because you're really pissing off the bulk of us people. Before the last, not this very last update this week with the hotfix, it was Thursday, but before that last week, I could game at 1440 and stream at 1080p without having any tearing issues. But when I went in and looked what the push files were done to my install, I'm allowed to do that as my PC. I saw some video changes that were made, and now I have to game and stream at 1080. If I'm not streaming, I can go ahead and play at 1440. If I crank it up to 4K on my 4K monitor, which it supposedly supports, I get tearing and artifacting. So it's a horrible. The games need to be coded for it.
Thing especially is, like, they know it's out there, so it's like,
yeah, they need. I don't expect perfection off of the older games. Destiny 2's been around for a while. They're using an older engine. They need to migrate to like Unreal 5 and stop trying. Cyberpunk figured it out. A lot of these other game developers, as they're lifting and shifting from these really customized game engines and going to some really tried, true, and proven, where like Unreal 5, the guys that are developing, that work on Unreal 5, they're not developing multiple games. You might have the owner like Epic and stuff might have game studios making games that use Unreal 5, but the Unreal 5 guys are dedicated to just making Unreal 5. Fantastic. So you have some game engines like that that are dedicated to just being a game engine that you can bolt on top of. And I think that's what they need to do. Also, another thing with art.
Let me ask you a question while I'm thinking about it. So I'm looking at this, the one that you said, the RTAC 1900p from Asus, right?
Uh-huh.
So what's the difference from it to the AC68U?
I think it's power and range. I'd have to look at the comparison specs, but I would say power. And possibly a Wi-Fi 6 difference. The other thing that a lot of people need to keep an eye on too with the RTX 40, the base hardware has a 1.5 to 1.6 performance increase over the 3000s. Fantastic. NVIDIA claims up to 3 times faster, which is more like 2.4 to 2.6, but that's with games that support and use DLSS 3.0. And it's only a couple of games that do that, so be very careful on that one.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. So they both, up to 1900, of course, they both claim that they're both faster than that. Man, I'm not really seeing too much difference between the two of them. Because I just picked up one of the ones that you were talking about that was on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Since it was supported on there. That's why I'd even looked at it. But that's why I was just curious about it, because it was seemed to be better than what I had been finding, so that's why I was wondering about it.
Yeah, so Genome, it depends what your budget is. You're going to be able to build a system for around 3K that's going to be really hard to beat. And you'll be able to, if you use 3000 series process or 5000 series processor and 3000 series GPUs, you're still going to have a really good gaming system, and you'll be able to probably do it for around $200 to $2,200.
I mean, that's what this one is here, honestly. Yeah. This the what you said a while back, the 5600X.
Yeah, it's solid. Like the 7600X that's coming out.
Yeah.
The benchmarking for it beat Intel's Godfather top tier Intel processor right now. Alder Lake, the new one that's coming out from them, may change that, but I have no idea. I'm still not convinced that, for me personally, because I like to do more than just one thing at a time with my computers. I think they should be multitask. I'm still an AMD CPU person. Fire away, Jim. Fire away. As long as it's not a dating question. Yeah.
Huh. You can't answer those, Geek.
I was talking about the router. Sorry. Okay. Oh, looks like a slower processor speed and less RAM and flash. Yeah. So in the reality, unless you're going to be doing a crap ton of traffic,
well, Geek, they call it the equivalent to it.
Yeah. So.
No, I mean, because it's, I don't know. Man, it's probably something I'll look at later though, but just
for what you're doing and what you're going to do, I don't see a need to go with the 6800. Reality is that you'll probably never peg that one.
No, probably not.
My bigger concern is trying to get actually, if you do plan to use the Wi-Fi, you're going to want the 6800 because the power does directly impact range and quality of signal reception.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
That's the Asus 6800U. 68U,
68,
whatever that is. Yeah, the one that's 329. Yeah. So but if you're going to eventually be able to do everything within the room itself, the consoles and everything are in that room that you're in. There's not going to be any interference or anything. I don't really see an issue either way. Now, if the consoles are going to be in another room where they're going through a wall, and you got microwaves and ovens and cell phones and laptops and lions and tigers and bears and all that crap, then yeah, maybe. But if you're all in one room, all the consoles, the TVs, everything are just in that room, and you control what's on, what's not on, I really don't. I don't see an issue there. And then there's something else we can talk about in another podcast, is something that I'm going to yell at my son for if he wants to play in here. He has to be quiet.
So, Geek, I'm looking at it, right, of the A6 68U that we've been talking about.
Uh-huh.
It's it will cost me $114.
Then I would say it's worth it, because then you could send it into you could work with flash routers, because they have an ASUS service. That's $100, and have them walk you through setting that all up. Genome says, so do you think it would be worth it to go to an AMD 5800X 3D? Yes. Currently still on an AMD 3700 on a okay. First off, you're going to want to replace that motherboard. Actually, the motherboard should be fine for now. No, you're in a 370 versus a 570.
Yeah, probably don't want to though.
Yeah, you're not going to. If you go with the 5800X 3D, great processor, great processor. Probably holds you over for 2 years or better. You'll need a B54 motherboard for better support and everything. Nope, not spending another $300 for something I can run on it. Yeah, so if you go higher, if you go with the new 7000 series, no ifs, ands, or buts, you have to get a new motherboard and new RAM. The 3700X, I need to go look at that. I'm not the difference between the 3700X and the 5800X 3D is night and day. You do have a solid uplift in performance.
It's
for the couple $100 that it is. That's worth it. I just don't know if that X370 motherboard. I don't think that motherboard would.
The increase though, it is quite a bit.
Yep.
That's 100% certain.
Yeah, if I was you, Genum, I would honestly, if you can save up, and this is a lot of people have difficult problem with this is the saving up part, because people got so scared of PCs, got insane last year in the beginning of this year, $4,000 or $5,000 for something that should have been around $2,200, $2,300. But your biggest cost is going to be your good thing you don't have school tomorrow, dude. Is your GPU, and then the GPU, then the CPU and motherboard. And where I tell people not to skimp, don't go cheap on the motherboard. Do not go cheap on the motherboard. Make sure that you get a motherboard that has USB-C integrated into it, especially with USB 2. USB for whatever it is. They've changed the name on again. There's a new USB form factor coming out. It's a USB, looks like a USB connector. It's a little bit longer, more power, faster transfer rates, all this stuff. It's really cool, but you need to make sure your board has those capabilities supporting that. Plus, with AMD going true PCIe 5 across the board, all the GPUs are PCIe 5. If you put them on an older Intel motherboard or an older system that's currently existing right now, you're going to downscale on the bandwidth. It's not very noticeable to us, but if you're trying to get the peak performance out of clocking and benchmarking and all that stuff, it does make a difference. So I have a feeling that the new rig, let's see, processor's $650, $350 for the motherboard. So there's $1,000. The RAM's going to cost me about $300. That's $1,300. The GPU's $1,600. So $2,900. The case is probably going to set me back $300. So there's $3,200. The power supply is going to cost me $200, maybe $300. So we'll just say $3,500. M2 drives, all that stuff, bells and whistles. I'll probably be pushing around $4,000 by the time I'm done. $3,800, maybe. Actually, probably closer to $4,000 because of the liquid cooling and stuff that has to take place. But that'll be the fastest hardware that's on the market.
It's gonna be another one of those that you spend a lot of money on.
Yeah. But which is probably one of the reasons why I'm trying to get back into streaming, to help soften the blow on that. Huh? Yeah. So, but the thing is, I think you could probably build a decent rig if you go with the 7600X. You don't have to go with the extreme motherboard to take advantage of it. You don't have to go with the fastest RAM. You can get a 4080 card and be very, very happy. You don't need a 4090. I do certain things with my cards that you probably never want to see someone do with the card. You could probably build your system for $2,800 to $3,000, maybe a little bit less, because you can go with the 1200 watt power supply, all that other stuff. I lost Jay again. I don't know where Jay went. Second. I'm not sure what happened to Jay. His internet has been not the best, but I know we're still broadcasting to his YouTube. So that's good, as long as we still have streaming going to it. And I'm talking because StreamYard's managing that, not his connection. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to on the hardware. I do want to see what Intel's bringing. There's healthy competition for the CPU market. There's healthy competition still, really good competition coming to see what AMD is going to bring with their GPUs versus NVIDIA. And now that Intel basically came out and said, yeah, we're not throwing the towel in on our ARC GPUs. We got millions of dollars to be able to spend on it and years to develop. So they're working on they got to tackle the driver issue. I say we fast forward 18 months from now to 2 years, and I see AMD and Intel having a lot larger footprint and bitch slapping NVIDIA upside the head, who's getting full of themselves as being the one-stop shop. If AMD's not careful, they're really, really going to shoot themselves in the foot, which is not a good thing. I love to see the ARC GPU make some moves. To be honest, another player, yeah. Anytime we can have competition in the marketplace, it's a good thing. I do think. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited about that. But yeah, I think that covers everything we're going to do tonight. I mean, double check on the gaming security. We talked about the hacker. They got arrested. So they might have some more resolution. Probably won't know for a couple days because he's still considered a minor. And the UK has some really interesting privacy laws that protect the identification, especially when they're a minor. But we might have some resolution. I know that they worked with the FBI and some other law enforcement groups because of the Uber attack and the Rockstar attack and all that. But yeah, so there's that. RTX. We'll have more stuff, more tech probably next week.
All right. So I'm not sure why this headset stopped working for a second there.
Couldn't tell you.
No, but I ended up getting back, so it's fine.
So
I was just sitting there trying to fix it.
Oh, all good, man. All good. If you want to stay in
Hello,
here,
once again.
yeah. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. You want to be included. You're cool. Just, yeah. Kids, gotta love them, man. So that covers everything I had for tonight, Jay. I'm probably going to take like a 15-20 minute break and then fire up and do something over on Twitch. I'm not sure what game. Might do Guild Wars 2. I don't know. How late are you staying up?
I don't know, because I'll probably do one of try to see about looking at getting that router.
Okay.
Because I know the VPN thing would be.
Yeah. I was trying to find a cheaper Linksys router. I'm still going to go keep looking because I can do I can try to flash it. I might just take care of it for him. I would like to see Marcus get back online without getting the crap kicked out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
what
he has to do is,
that's pretty rough for him, man. Like,
yeah, he needs to call the ISP, tell him what's going on, get DDoS protection, have him release his current leased IP to the place where he's living, and then set it to a new IP and figure out what service that he's using that's disclosing his IP address and not. That very much well could be like Xbox Party Chat or something that's doing it. With the Discord integration, I would try to do everything he could off of Discord. Yeah, JJ got a router, which I told him to do a year ago. No one wants to listen to me. But yeah, so because like NordVPN has built in when you pay for the subscription and everything else on the monthly basis, or if you buy it for the whole year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever bundle they're working up, they come with DDoS mitigation in there. So if they detect an attack against you, they automatically change your IP address and switch you to a different segment to help you get isolated from that type of a behavioral attack. So which is a good thing. But again, as I was talking about before, like I can run VPN client on my PC, which I do because I don't always have the VPN on my router. Unless I'm going to be streaming console stuff, then I just run it off my PC. It's a bit the justification for it, the reasoning behind it. That's more personal choice. I could run VPN all 24/7, but sometimes when you're doing Xbox updates, when you're doing PlayStation updates, whatever it might be, they don't favor the VPN connectivity. Yeah, and then the really cool thing is, like, if I want to use VPN when I'm playing Destiny, I can't use the VPN. I mean, I can use it, and I don't know why. Some people can't, some people can. But there are some games on PC, if you're running VPN, like I know Lost Ark, they won't let you play with a VPN enabled. They detect that. However, if I'm running on a router, the VPN's on the router, it launches all day long. So I could set myself up to any region that I want to be in, which is what they're trying to avoid. But in the end of the day, they're not getting to it. So there's a time and a place in my book for running VPN on PC, VPN on router. Safe measure for if you plan on streaming quite a bit professionally, trying to make money at it, get a VPN router without a doubt. Best investment you can make to protect yourself from getting DDoSed. And there's just some real unfortunate douchebags out there. And I always also, if I'm him, since he does make income at it, he's gotten the threats. A lot of people are uncomfortable contacting their local law enforcement about it, talking to their IP address about their ISP about it, but you can file a legal complaint and request an investigation. You can do that with your local enforcement. You can even make the claim to the FBI, especially since most of the time those DDoSes take place over state lines. So it makes it federal, so that becomes a FBI kind of jurisdiction. Even if the person that's doing the DDoSing to you is in the same state, chances are the services that they're using to perform the DDoS are from another state or from another country. Typically a service that's really cheap. So yeah. Is VPN guaranteed to keep you 100% secure, safe, and online? No, it's not, but it sure does help a whole heck of a lot. What's up, Mr. Johnson? How you doing? Luckily you haven't had trouble, Bob. Yeah. Unfortunately, again, there's just people out there that like to be, I mean, a game is
just doing it just to
well, they don't even get any recognition out of it. They're just like, I took them offline. Yay. Who gives a crap, man? Games are games. We're supposed to have fun. If you think if you don't like a streamer or a gamer, don't play with them. Go to a different channel, watch a different station, change the dial, man. But all these streamers now having to get VPN hardware solutions and everything else. I mean, I've done cybersecurity for almost 18 years now, dedicated professional IT, and IT since 1994, dedicated. I run VPN at my house just because that's how I am. But a lot of people don't even understand that. And a lot of the generations today coming right out of high school, they don't fully like, I got a VPN. And now most of you guys got a VPN so you can circumvent getting around family rules and firewall rules and hide yourselves from your parents so you can do things, not necessarily bad things, but you can be able to do games and stuff, or you can use cheats. But the bigger picture of it is what the purpose of VPNs were originally established for. Yeah. So using a flash router, yeah, that's what I'd have to recommend. But yeah.
Why is OBS Studio on Steam?
OBS Studio? Forgot to tell you this last time because I never thought about it, but haven't I see you play Destiny? Yes. So I'll be actually doing a help stream with Vegeta tomorrow. I do stream runs with Vegeta. I've done one or two with not a whole lot, just one or two with Sweat, and then a lot with CB. A couple other guys. I used to do a lot of help streams with Mesa Sean before he stepped away from streaming. Just a few people. Jay used to do stuff with Mesa as well. So we've been around.
Yeah, that's where I got the headset from. That's over there.
Yep. I don't, because can't afford it. My goal to stream. So Bob, for you, since I know you do everything from PC, you could, for $5 a month, you could get a NordVPN solution and run it from your PC and being completely encapsulated without. Like last night, I did 3 runs with CB in stream. Tomorrow, doing stuff with Vegeta. Last Sunday, I did stuff with Vegeta. Used to do stuff with Vegeta a while back, and then he stopped doing help streams. We really kind of got burnt out on VOW. Deep Sun Crypt did us in really, really bad too. I don't do help streams myself. I will stream helping, but I'm not a.
It's not a
D2
constant.
streamer. Yeah.
That I want to go run D2. You know, it's
yeah. I don't have the community base where I can just go, hey guys, let's go get some bodies and we can do a couple helps. That's the guys are dedicated to that. I'm more of a technology streamer and a gamer. So, and Jay is more of a JRPG gamer and stuff like that. So if we get into games where we're really good and we're enjoying the games, like I'm hoping to on some of the future ones that are multiplayer, if we ever get to ones that are multi-game, then we might start doing that stuff. Calvin, do me a favor and get me a drink out of the fridge.
yeah, because that's what I was actually looking at to see how many MMOs have come out and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
like
But,
because we've got Guild Wars, but we haven't really got into it just yet. You know,
Dun, dun, dun. New one, Jay. This one is
what you got?
Tropical Punch.
No, I've had that one.
Yeah. So I gotta go a bit more tomorrow. So I think we're gonna be doing Vegeta's kicking off at reset tomorrow. So I will be getting up early tomorrow to make my Costco runs and get the stuff in the honeydew list around the house done. So
Oh yeah, because I guess you've got to be there early. So
I don't have to be. Last time we were supposed to start at reset Sunday or Monday. And he didn't get his stream up till like almost an hour and 30 minutes late. He was 90 minutes late, essentially getting it fired up. He was waiting on a thumbnail. And I was like, oh, dude, come on, you're killing me. I have to take my kids to martial arts. I have to have a little bit of a time frame here. So, like, if for those that are like Genome, if you're still there, and Johnson, all that stuff, one of the biggest struggles that you have as a streamer when you do help streams, and this is to explain things for like CB, less for CB, but more like Vegeta and all those, they have to find helpers that have the time to help clear those raids and has patience, because we've had helpers before. We don't have a lot of patience, and we don't get paid. We just run with it because we like to do this stuff. It's a lot of fun. I like doing help raids, but I don't like doing help raids for 6 hours straight. I can do 2 clears, and then I need to step away, so he's got to rotate somebody else in. Because typically a King's Fall help raid is about an hour. If we have a challenged individual in there that we're trying to carry through, maybe an hour and a half. So that's 3 hours of gameplay.
So
I have other stuff I want
So
to do.
if Evil ran through it, it would take you about 2 hours because he can't jump to save his life. So
we can actually work around that because we already planned those. He just doesn't get a red box. What'll happen is
he's literally gonna have to leave and come back. He won't get through it.
But
no, look, he couldn't get through it in D1, dude.
Yeah, but we didn't have mantling in D1. King's Fall is so much easier now.
No,
I am
bro.
not kidding. Joe Joe couldn't get through it.
He's
in
worse
D1.
than Joe
Oh god.
at jumping. Like, you know how this is your clearance path to jump, and then he'd be about this far away from the jump.
He's Titan, right? We can put him in
that's
Lions,
the sad part.
and he'll be fine. Because of the way mantling works now.
No, but see, the
with
great
the
part is when he puts on lines, he'll fly over the ship.
Yeah, no. We already figured this part out.
He doesn't let go.
We need to get him to the second ship, right? And we're floating, and we put somebody with Eager's Edge on behind him, and we hit him to the checkmark pedestal. We literally fly him over a third of the ships.
Yeah, that's the
and
only
then
way he's gonna get
we
there.
can leap him over. So, yeah, I still have D1. We played it. Jay and I played it a little bit end of last year.
Yeah, we did go back to it a little bit.
But
see, I know we don't tell a lot of people this, but when I met Evil, he was a hunter. He tries to not live that. Tries to not live there now.
yeah,
So,
but I know as far as King's
It
Fall
was fun.
goes, if Joe can get through it, we can get Evil through it. I'm not sure about Sunshine, but
yeah, that's what I was gonna say next. And be like, so
yeah,
like,
and I got to give a
love
big
this.
shout out to Cavity King for getting Bob through his first D1 raid. So yeah, it's doable. Mantling made what made D1 or Kingsfall difficult in D1 was jumping. You get torn, falling off, not having the mantle, being burned. Mantling made Kingsfall took out. It's not hard. It's not hard at all.
All right, so like in a D1, right? Where you're trying to get through the wall.
Yeah, Bob, you can build a good one. You can build a Beast of a system for about $3,500 now.
So the way it turned out, Geek, was he got all the way up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
We used a bubble and knocked him all the way back down. He climbed up the wall with a sword.
Now you say that there is one aspect of Kingsfall that I know for a fact that he would never be able to do. You would probably have to get it on his account for him. If he gets Touch of Malice, the catalyst is jumping. Specifically, the last part of the catalyst is in the wall room with all the hentai stuff that comes out.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of jumping in there.
No, you say that. I thought about it. I was like, no,
but
he'd never get up.
But actually, he would. Well, yeah, he would, because he doesn't actually have to go up and dunk. He put Touch of Malice on it.
You're gonna make him dunk. That's how this works.
He could be the one that stands on the plate to activate the catalyst jump session. The only thing is he's gonna have to be able to shoot with the other person that's shooting, because Shriekers spawn, and then there's 4 people that are running orbs.
Yeah, you know what? If you want to complete it, it's better if he stands on the plate.
That's what I was going to think. Plate, sniper rifle, and fusion.
All right, so did I tell you how I used to do him in Eater of Worlds?
No. Hold on, let me answer Johnson's question. I want to make an Xbox gaming streaming setup when I can get another headset. Mine is. Oh yeah.
Wait, so is your mic broken?
Do you use the mic on the headset?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm just wondering, because it says speaker, so I didn't know if it was like what he's listening to or.
Yeah, because the one that I have, Calvin, hand me the headset right there. This is.
So the mic is broken, I guess.
So this is Steel Series, right? And this is one I'm going to be.
I like their headsets.
I'm gonna phase out of this one and go to this.
Wait, that's the wireless one, right?
Yeah, this works on both my Xbox and my PC. And has a great charge time.
I don't know if there's something just wrong with your headset, dude, because like my headset, my Astros are fully charged. And they've only been on there for about 2 hours.
If I plug them in directly to a USB, I can get a charge and they hold the charge. Not a problem, as you can tell. We go in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and mine holds the charge even on the base. So I wonder if it's like your base.
Yeah, it even tells me on the base what the battery life left on this is 2, right? 50% roughly. If I put them on the base to charge, it doesn't charge. So it's either something here, but I'm thinking the base itself, one of the connectors.
Yeah, because I mean, if it was your headset there, man, it.
Yeah. Again, this is, I got these when I helped Mace out a whole lot. And, it's his way of saying thanks, so I didn't have a problem with it. But the Steel Series are really, really good. I'm still looking to get the Steel Series with the replaceable on-the-fly battery, so I can just hot swap batteries, never really have to worry about it, because more and more now I'm on the PC. And with the Discord integrations and everything coming to PlayStation, I think PlayStation's going to implement it way better than Xbox.
What are you looking at anyway?
For the Steel Series?
Yeah. That's a hell of a battery life, though.
I think it's the Arctic 7
X Plus.
I have to look. It's got a rechangeable battery. Arctic Steel Series.
Well, since we started talking about it, I figured I might as well ask.
It is the Arctic 7 Plus. You can go 7 Plus or the 7 Pro Plus. They came down in price a little bit, but you can get 2 batteries for it, so you can hot swap the batteries. They used to be like $300 or $400. Now they're down to like $150, $200 for the
Yeah,
entry
that's what I
level
was
one.
looking at now. So the 7+, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, but there's some higher end ones that are still around $300 or $400 that you can get as well.
Oh, you're
it just
talking
depends
about
what the budget is.
Well, see, the thing is though, like you don't need that spatial audio thing with it.
No, it just depends on what audio quality you want. And
I mean, because there's not really much difference between some of the ones anyway. There.
mhm.
I mean, like the
But what I liked, I think it might be the Nova Pro ones that I've been looking at that's got the swaps. But everyone I've seen they use the Arctic 7s with those, because you literally, your battery gets low, you take the headset off for a second, pop the side off, pop the old battery out, put the new one that's fully charged in, and then put the battery over on the charger for it to charge. So you never have to worry about being tethered anywhere. You never have to worry about if the batteries are going. I can always buy a third battery if I want, so I can always have 3 batteries rotating through. That's, so the downside when you're using SteelSeries is there's known issues with getting the drivers to work, recognition. That's been resolved for the most part. Again, I've been using these ones. I haven't had any problems, but they've been used primarily for my Xbox. I don't have a headset for my PlayStation, but I don't do any multi-person gaming for my PlayStation. So Discord works just fine for what I'm trying to do. Sunday, if y'all have a Xbox, can I run the Destiny one? We don't really do D1 anymore, but we do the co-op crossplay on D2. Vegeta, if we ask him, will probably do a D1 session because he's been doing quite a bit of D1 while he was getting ready for King's Fall. So I know he occasionally plays. I have it loaded on the Xbox behind me that my son's playing Slime Ranchers 2 on right now. I haven't done much with it.
Yeah, and see, like for myself, since I don't actually touch the Xbox, I don't have Xbox Live anymore. Because I never play with anybody. So
for me, but I'm a different use case because I'm a dad and I have 2 kids and the X Pass. Holy crap on a stick.
For you, that makes sense. For me, that because most of the games I play are on PlayStation anyway, dude.
Yeah.
For JRPGs and my story games and stuff like that, there's almost
he's getting to play right now. He's getting play. What is that? Spider Heck? No. What's the other one that we just got today? Spider Heck for free. He's getting to play Slime Ranchers 2 for free. Grounded for free. Phoenix Rising now that it's on the Xbox for free. Tons and tons of games that I would have spent lots and lots of money on. But and then Microsoft's looking to bring back the True Family Plan. But because it's dads, we got all the ones in here. We're golden, and it works out just fine. I have the PlayStation subscription again because they're finally starting to offer more and more games. But I will still say this: Microsoft's xCloud for gaming on the go. This thing right here, the Steam Deck, I boot to Windows 11 on it, and even without booting to Windows 11, I can play about a third or more directly from the Steam Deck OS, Steam Cloud games.
Yeah.
I can load Destiny 2 on here, load just regular stuff. I wouldn't do like raids or Nightfells on it, but if I'm just running regular crap, I can do it from here. All my Steam games, Epic games I can play from here. I even have a special boot that I can go in and play almost all of the Nintendo games, all from one. I took it apart. There is now in this, I have 2.5 terabytes of storage. I changed the battery out. So instead of about 90 minutes of gameplay, I get close to 3 hours. This is by far, to me, the most amazing mobile game set out there. Kicks the crap out of anything I've ever held. Yeah. Anyways. Do you have anything else, Jay?
No, well, since you brought up Steam Deck, I was like, let me just go
I'm
look
scrolling you, man. I'm going to make you go broke. Your backpack's lit up, by the way.
Yeah, it's because of the way
It's doing what
it's
you're.
it's because those are the blue ones there.
Yep.
So it's literally taken up with this background here. It's,
Yep.
No, because Geek, I was just looking at it, right? Because for $3.99 you get 64 gigs in storage and the carrying case.
And the thing is,
because you can swap the storage.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it is so easy to swap out that storage.
So
but
I mean,
even if
what's
you
the point
don't,
of paying,
even if you don't want to swap out the storage, there's a micro SD slot. Go buy a terabyte one. Throw that in there. You're not having any game stuff. And if you have games you install and you just want to just swap micro SD,
you're gonna make me end up buying one eventually.
The thing that you'll want to do if you don't, the swapping the battery is a bit more involved.
If
you don't want to do that
next year at GCX.
Okay, you want to bring my soldering stuff?
Yeah, just bring your soldering stuff.
Bring the iFixit toolkit and everything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So, but you can also get charging stuff. You can buy portable charging packs for it. You don't have anything. You're just using Xbox. Is that all you're using? Or are you using the PC to stream, or using the Xbox to stream? Because here's the really cool thing: a lot of people don't understand or don't know is you can put OBS on your phone. You can go to Stream Elements Live OBS, right? You can set up your overlay for whatever. You don't even have to have a camera. If you hook up a camera to the Xbox, because the Xbox will support a webcam, not a fancy one, but something like I think they'll do the Logitech webcam, and I think
they do the 920 and the 922.
Yeah, they do the Logitech ones too. You can set that up so you don't have to run OBS, and it'll run from Stream Elements, and it'll put that on for you, so you can stream directly from your Xbox.
Yeah, see, Jaquan, that's also what I used to do before I started PC and everything. Now, I was using my Xbox for a little bit myself.
Yeah, just I'll tell them. It's been 4 months since I run a King's Fall raid on the D1, and that was with my old crew that I used to run D1 with. I didn't do D1 with Jay. I did D1 with a bunch of guys from Canada that are in the military, and they're very specific about who they run with.
We did run D1.
You and I did, but I mean, before Mesa.
No, I was saying like as a raid and stuff. No, because back in D1, I actually used to play PvP a lot. So
I don't do PvP.
I know.
I don't like PvP.
That's why I know that we haven't played together, because I lived in the Crucible.
Yeah. And PvP in D2?
Well, after playing from D1 Crucible and then coming to that, like, I understand where they're coming from. And
yeah.
But honestly, before we have that conversation, I'd like to have Bobby Sox around for that.
Yeah.
Because it's always great to have his opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably get him on that. He says, I used to have PC with 3 monitors, but now they're buried somewhere in my house. I forgot where I put them.
Yeah,
so like, no.
Dude, there's
around saying, hold on.
2 3D printers, a 55-inch TV, a PS5, an Xbox, 7 monitors,
actually,
and a few other things in this office. But I also work from home full time.
Yo Geek says, see, we're talking about because now this conversation's not over. Like, it just dawned on me for something else now. You said PS5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sitting here, and I was like, wait, I think there's games coming out to PS5. I can't remember which one it was.
I know, and I know the big ones for me are Ragnarok and then Hogwarts. But there's another one. There's something coming out between now and then.
That's what
I don't remember what it is.
But I know it's on the PS5.
Uh-huh. No, I don't need you to help me. I came to the site to find out the thing. Apparently, the Arctic SteelSeries Arctic Nova Pro now do PC and PlayStation, but they don't have a PC Xbox.
Yeah, but that thing's also $350.
Yeah, I don't understand. It says, check this out. It says PC and PlayStation, and then it says PlayStation and PC.
Yeah,
that's the same thing.
I never have understood that, bro.
Bluetooth, man. I don't understand what they can't connect. There's got to be a driver issue and something to do with how PlayStation is.
All right, so I'm looking at the more exciting games at the very bottom of the PlayStation thing to see what they're coming out. So Gotham Knights is October.
I'm not doing Gotham. I'll wait till that one's on sale.
I know you're not going to play NBA 2K23, even though it's already out now.
No.
I don't know what Skull and Bones is. I haven't seen that one. I haven't looked at it. That's November.
It's a pirate game, but that's not just limited to.
Okay. Well, they got a skate sim.
Yeah, not doing the skate sim.
Tunic.
Tunic's already out. It's on Game Pass if you want to play it.
But it comes out the PS5 on the 30th.
Yeah, it's already out on PC and Xbox.
I'm just saying, bro. You asked me a question. Can I give you an answer?
We got Ghostbusters coming out, Spirits Unleashed, but I think that's multi-platform. That's October. You've got. I'm not doing Plague Tale. Not doing Borderlands. Gotham Knights, no. Call of Duty, that's everywhere. Sonic Frontiers, I think that's multi-platform. God of War, we already talked about.
Yep.
Do not ask me about Goat Simulator. I'm not touching it. I don't like that
Geek,
game.
you want to play? You want to play Goat Simulator, Geek?
No. Evil West is coming up, but a lot of people are excited for Evil West. I'm not into that game. Marvel's Midnight Sun looks intriguing. Not sure about it. You got Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, which I think is what God is pre-ordered and is going to play on his stream.
Yeah.
Forever Skies. Not sure what that is. Forspoken's coming up, but Forspoken's coming out on PC as well. Dead Space remake. Oh, look, a regurgitation. Dead Island 2. I don't care. It's the same one as D1 or Dead Island 1. Hogwarts is coming out, Like a Dragon Sin.
Indeed.
That's 2000. See, at this point, I'm in 2023. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is summer of 2023. Assassin's Creed Mirage is end of 2023. Atlas Fallen Angel looks interesting, but that doesn't come out till end of 2023.
Oh.
No desire to play Atomic Heart. Sony and them are nickel and diming the crap out of all those Final Fantasy VII games. It's driving me nuts. Oh, you got Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which I probably won't even ever touch. Alien Darkest Descent, that's coming. Diablo 4 is multi-platform. Layers of Fear. Spider-Man 2, that's not till into 2023. Street Fighter, who cares? Alan Wake 2. Star Wars Jedi Survivor sequel. That's going to be a multi-platform, so that doesn't really. I like the first one. A lot of people are like, yeah, I like the first one. And then the next of them on the list are 2024. So that's all I'm finding. I don't know what other ones are on there. There might be one that I'm missing. The Dune Awakening MMORPG.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that a little bit.
Does look interesting, but I want to see more and more of it first. So, yeah. They're coming out with a Bethesda game. So I love how Sony is saying that Microsoft controls all of these. This is more of a monopoly, but they've already announced Indiana Jones by Lucasfilm Games and Bethesda Microsoft, all platforms. So I don't understand the whole argument on that one. Yep. So, and then Elder Scrolls 6, if we ever get it. Microsoft, I know, made a statement on it. They're pushing for it. BioWare focusing on Dragon Age Dreadwolf. I can't wait for that, but that's a long time off.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then we got the Mass Effect game sometime 2-3 years down the road.
Yeah.
We've still got Avowed, Fable, few other games. So there's a lot of stuff coming out. I'm not too stressed on, but yeah. Yep. Anyways,
because I mean, there's so many coming out, like Switch, like JRPGs coming out too for 2022. You know, like that's some of the ones like I still want to look at and see, because I know the Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero, like that's within the next 4 days. It's the middle series, from Trails in the Sky to Trails of Cold Steel. This is the middle.
I'm looking forward to the new Fire blah 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 blah.
So the new Fire Emblem, what was the name of it?
Trying to remember the name of it.
Fire Emblem Engage, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Engage.
Yeah, I don't know if I should say this, but I've probably played like 350 hours of Three Houses, and I still need to finish that last path for the church, the secret path.
I haven't finished that one. I beat the game.
Yeah, I beat the game 3 times.
You don't have to beat it to get the paths. I mean, you don't have to do all the paths to get the game.
Yes, I do.
Haven't.
No, you cannot tell me I don't have to.
I don't. You do.
I don't want to hear that, geek. I've got to.
I might go back and do it, but I don't know.
Well,
yet.
the worst part is now I haven't played it in so long, dude. I can't remember the other paths except for the Black Eagles.
Yeah, that's where you need. So, like, I think on those ones, it's probably healthiest to stream the games as you play, so you can make your own walkthrough guide to remember. Oh yeah, I remember that, and I do remember that. So
yeah, because I remember the Eagles house.
So that's what I'm going to do with Ragnarok for sure, and I'll probably do the same thing with Hogwarts because I know what's going to happen. Probably not with Ragnarok because that.
Okay, geek. I realize why I'm staring at Monarch so much now. Because it's it consists of skilled developers behind Shin Megami Tensei and Persona.
Okay.
That's why it feels so familiar.
Okay, I'm still probably gonna wait.
So I'm gonna go watch some other stuff. Probably wait for it to go on sale if it's actually good.
Okay,
and then I'll probably, if it is good, then I'll probably pick it up.
Okay, and then I'll watch you stream it, make a decision off of that one because I can ask questions as you're streaming because it's single player, right?
Yes, it definitely is. Hey geek, you know what? You should stream Xenoblade. That's what you should stream.
I already beat it.
Yeah, but play it again.
New game the DLC. I guess I got the DLC.
Well, I mean, because it's not just going to be the DLC stuff. Like after you get that done, like the ones that are coming out next year is going to be the one that's going to add more story stuff to it. So
yeah,
like
I guess if I stream it, I should probably start over from the
but do it from your new game. Yeah, I mean you could and just keep a different save file for it, and
yeah,
it would definitely be fun to see because I mean, I still think it's a.
The game is awesome. It's worth playing multiple times. I have no qualms about that one.
Yeah, I was just looking at games coming out this year that they're 100% certain that were coming out.
Yeah.
That's why I was just looking down their list to see what they had really quick.
Yeah.
Because they had they do have Star Ocean on there and stuff like that. What is Harvest Ella?
Not sure.
Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
It's just from Destiny 1. What is your favorite DLC? Jaquan says his is Taken King.
Yeah, I'd say Taken King.
Yeah, definitely.
You got so much content with Taken King. So much really good content. I just seen the new Diablo game for PC. Loved it. You mean Diablo Immortal? I would stay away from Diablo Immortal. Fun to play, but it is so laden with microtransactions. Hell to the no. Diablo 4, they got a private beta coming out here in the next month by invitation. They have an open beta coming out in December, I want to say, maybe January. So we can expect the Diablo 4 release sometime beginning to middle of next year. But
so
Diablo
Geek, 4, Geek, the biggest question for you. Which Pokemon game are you getting? Which one are you going to play first, rather?
Ask Calvin.
Yeah.
Calvin, of the new Pokemon games coming out, which one do you want? He goes off of what the legendaries looked like in it, not
Oh,
by
Scarlet.
the. Which ones?
Scarlet or Violet?
Scarlet or Violet?
What do you say?
He has to know what the legendaries look like.
Oh, that's always fun. Oh man, no, because apparently that's November 18th, dude.
Yeah. Here you go, Calvin. So play it, not me.
Yeah, I don't know, but I had to see what he's gonna say.
You can usually tell that.
Which one?
I like this one, but then this.
He likes Scarlet, but he doesn't like the feather hair, but he likes the violet one.
So
Yeah,
he's
to
torn.
decide. There's two. I can't. You're not gonna make me
Wait,
buy the double pack. Well, we've got two switches, so
Yeah. I've
Scarlet it is.
it'd probably be the dual pack for $120.
Yeah, because that's I know I'm gonna save a little bit of money with it. But yeah, that's why I was just curious what he was gonna say about it.
There you go, Calvin. There's a better picture.
Like, Geek, what about Diofield Chronicle? How you feeling that?
No,
No.
first one was good. The second remake, no.
Okay. I was just wondering if you were on the same boat as I was with that one because honestly, I wasn't feeling it.
No, I got to watch some gameplay and everything. If it comes free or on a severely discounted price, then yeah, I know
I'm
that Deer
guessing
Fruit
you
Chronicle
didn't mess
1 just
with,
came to pass. X
Yep.
Pass, I think. But the number 2 complete. No.
I don't know what monochrome Mobius is.
Not familiar with it. And I'm familiar with a lot of the games. I mean, I have a list of like 20 games that I'm looking forward to playing across all the platforms. The best part about Taken King is the Taken King when he was, he floats off.
When it was killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking down the list and seeing what they had and stuff, like whatever Samurai Maiden is.
Yeah, so a lot of that stuff. I'm also starting to follow a lot of the VR games on Oculus.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. So, anyways, all right, I need to get up, move around, and everything else, and then I'll probably
Yeah, I
gonna
think we need to
fire up
wrap
the
up there for
stream
now.
and do something. I am also going to start exploring, not just because this will become the podcast. Will stay on my channel. I think Jay's going to keep it, but we unlist it so the stream live doesn't count against our static or shorts. But I'm also going to start looking at what's involved in ripping down the audio again and just posting it as a podcast to Google Podcasts, just for people who want to listen. So
Yeah, for like listening at work or something like that, or if you're busy and just need something for background,
that, and I can go through and pick up. I wish that that we could get StreamYard to do what OBS does, where I could use timestamp to go get certain things. Like when we started breaking down certain games,
Yeah, when we
start talking about the
mentioning certain
routers,
ones. Yeah.
VPN stuff, things like that. The RTX, I could pull those segments out because now
Oh, yeah,
I just have
definitely, man.
to pull them because those will make good 10-15 minute clip videos. Yeah. Anyways, I appreciate everyone that stopped by tonight. Thank you. We're gonna put out Jay and I will probably put out a tweet over the next day or two with the request to help us name what the podcast should be called.
Yeah.
We might offer some name choices, or we might just say, hey, we haven't got a clue, help us out, because we're
And like we'll take whatever one, like if like say we get 8 of them, like so many of them get like a certain amount of likes or something, then we can put them in a poll and run it back and see what it comes up with, honestly.
And I'll also start action like the Twitch community and everything else too.
Yeah, so we
my
can
biggest
figure out.
long-term goal between now and the next 90 days and the end of the year is getting both my Twitch and my YouTube to 1,000. I have no idea how that's going to happen, but if I can get there, even if I only get like 50 or 100 subs a month, not subs, but follows or whatever you want to call it, that's the goal. Because the biggest one for me, Twitch is already monetized. I'd like to be able to get YouTube monetized, but that takes 1,000 subs or followers or whatever you want to call it.
It's all right, bro. I've got 8.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Use halfway there
Anyways.
almost, dude. So
I'm getting there. It's only
Yeah, you're
taking
like
me forever in a day.
you're like halfway there, bro. So it's all good. It's
Um,
progress. Progress is progress, bro.
I got to figure out how to do shorts better. I think for us to grow the channel, the YouTube, we got to really focus on YouTube shorts, especially now that they're monetizing the YouTube shorts. I think that'll help. But I will not ever be on TikTok. Too many security issues with TikTok. So, anyways, thanks again, everybody. You guys can find Jay at Unforsaken Jay on Twitter, Twitch, and even YouTube. You can find me as GMD Geek just about everywhere. And same in the game. Go by the same names.
Except in Guild Wars.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me use DMD Geek in Guild Wars. Apparently, you
That's-
can't use initials. Who knew?
You know what? I don't think it was so much that.
But I do like the name I got in Guild Wars. Geek Prime was pretty dope. So I'm okay with
I had
that.
to say it, dude.
Yeah.
I had to go there.
Anyways, again, thank you everybody for stopping by. We appreciate it. Hit us up if you have any questions
You
anytime.
have a good night,
in the
too,
game.
Jim.
And good night. Yeah, see you later. See you in games. And
Later.
hit us up on Twitter or on the comments or whatever. Let us know what you guys are playing so we can check it out and maybe stream it. All right, guys. Check y'all later.
Later.